E3 Access.
Hello, and my name is Kim. I'm here to start you on a journey into the future of entertainment. It's a future where I am always at the center of a world of experiences that include my games and my friends. It's a future where my games are always personalized to match my desires. A future where those games connect me to the people and experiences I care about most. That future starts right here, right now. This is my Xbox 360. It's here, and it's on.
Please welcome Robbie Ball, Jay Allard, and Peter Moore.
Welcome to the future of gaming. We're here tonight to offer new ways to experience games and entertainment, to redefine what it means to have fun.
Tonight, I'm here to tell you about a new product. It's inspired by the creative power of the individual and driven by the passion of a worldwide community. With Xbox 360, we've created technology that will enable people from every age and every corner of the planet to gather together in new ways. It's a product that'll bridge vast distances through shared stories and shared experiences. A product with games at its core, surrounded by limitless, connected digital entertainment.
And tonight, I'm going to show you a world of games that are fueled by high-definition graphics and sound. A world powered by a new generation of video games, inspired by human creativity and driven by human energy. It is a world where our partners will create unbelievable game experiences that will transform the very idea of entertainment.
Tonight we stand at a watershed moment in the history of entertainment. We are here to celebrate the launch of the world's most powerful game platform, Xbox 360. Xbox 360 is an entertainment experience that revolves around you and will take us all in to the next generation. In the next generation, Xbox 360 will transform the way people play games and have fun. In the next generation, video games will become an essential component of global pop culture. In the next generation, this industry will reach an audience many times larger than we've ever dreamed of. Now, we've traveled a long way since we stood on stage 4 years ago at E3 to tell you about our plans for a new console called Xbox. Since then, we've gone from 0 customers to more than 20 million. From never having created a console game to unleashing Halo 2, which enjoyed the single largest day in entertainment history. Not just gaming industry, entertainment history. $125 million in one single day. 4 years ago, Microsoft had never sold a game console at retail. Last Christmas holiday season, Xbox was the #1 selling console in North America. 3 years ago, we announced our plans to expand gameplay through the power of online gaming. Today, I'm delighted to announce that at the end of next month, 2 million subscribers will be online with Xbox Live. Great games, an unbelievable ecosystem of partners, the industry's leading online game service, expanding market share. Together, we've built a global multi-billion-dollar business. It includes the world's leading developers, publishers, retailers, technology companies, broadband providers, and consumer brands. Now, ultimately, our success is rooted in games. And Xbox is setting new standards with powerhouse franchises like Splinter Cell, Dead or Alive, Project Gotham Racing, Fable, Knights of the Old Republic, and Halo. In 2005, Xbox is the fastest growing platform for game sales. Right now, 6 of the top 10 selling games are Xbox titles. And gamers can expect more than 200 new Xbox titles this year, with hundreds more in 2006 and beyond. So let's take a look at some of the new titles coming to Xbox in 2005.
We dropped this back in Black Mesa. Good luck out there, buddy. Gonna need it.
What a fantastic lineup of games that truly takes advantage of today's Xbox. And it doesn't stop there. In 2006, we'll continue to market and sell Xbox consoles. By 2006, we'll have doubled the number of games on Xbox Live, and together we'll continue to sell Xbox games by the billions. Now, many gamers have been asking us if they'll be able to play their favorite Xbox games on Xbox 360. Tonight, we are very pleased to announce that Xbox 360 will be backwards compatible with the top-selling Xbox games. So that brings us to Xbox 360. Our team has worked with passion and commitment to build the most powerful game platform in history. And Xbox 360 will drive category growth for the entire video game industry. Growth that will create an increasingly profitable worldwide business for our partners. How will we get there? Well, we'll start this Christmas holiday season when we launch Xbox 360 in North America, Europe, and Japan. That's right. Xbox 360 will hit the stores this year as we orchestrate the industry's first 3-region console launch. We'll get there with the best launch lineup in game history. We'll get there by making games more approachable for people who didn't grow up with a game controller. We'll get there by offering games that deepen the social experience of playing games with your friends. And we'll get there by integrating all of your digital entertainment devices and content into your gaming experience. Working together, we will transform thought leadership into market leadership. We built Xbox 360 with a mission, a dream, if you will. That dream is to inspire people to think about entertainment in new ways, to revolutionize the way people think about having fun. Now, at its core, Xbox 360 is a great game console. And Itagaki-san and Tecmo have always been at the forefront of delivering what a platform can deliver and what great games can achieve. Ladies and gentlemen, Dead or Alive 4, exclusively on Xbox 360.
Once again, Team Ninja has taken Dead or Alive and gaming to the next level. This is a kind of first-day experience you can get when you partner with the best game creators in the world and arm them with great software, amazing hardware, and a world-class service. There's been a lot of discussion recently about when the next generation of video games begins. It begins right now. It begins this year, and you just saw it with your very own eyes. And there's plenty more where that came from. This year we'll have between 25 and 40 titles ready this calendar year for Xbox 360. We already have 160 titles in development, and the arrival of Xbox 360 signals a shift as important as any shift we've seen in the industry to date. 30 years ago, we saw the birth of this industry with the arrival of the first 2D games. Games that appealed to everyone. They found a very broad audience that numbered in the tens of millions. And we all remember those great ads from that era, where entire families surrounded the TV on the couch playing games together. Well, then we made the leap from 2D to 3D, and we expanded and jumped our industry past the 100 million mark. But at that very same time, we narrowed our scope to a much more limited demographic. Today, we're poised to make the leap again, this time from 3D to the HD era. Now, of course, the HD era is about high-definition graphics and unbelievable sound. But the implications of the HD era are even more profound than that. It's about the ability to connect with your community and to personalize your experience. It's about unleashing the creative power of human energy. If we work together to create games and experiences that really deliver on the promise of the HD era, as an industry, we'll take games places they've never been before. In the HD era, we're going to reach 1 billion people with our medium. This is a great industry. It's a great business. Our revenues keep growing faster than music, than movies, than television. We're at the cutting edge of technology and the leading edge of imagination. But we used to fill the living room with kids and adults, men and women. But today, we're relying mainly on one type of consumer. Now, don't get me wrong, we love that guy, the 18 to 34-year-old male. He's the backbone of the industry. And with guys like Dead or Alive 4, he's guaranteed to get the incredible gaming experience that he craves. But 360 is also the product that's going to push gaming back into the mainstream. The product that will fill that couch up with people from every demographic and from every market. How on the earth are we going to do that? Well, it takes a product with clear, compelling vision, a vision that living entertainment is powered by human energy. And Xbox 360 is that product. We believe that when you unlock the power of human energy, we're going to bring everybody back to the living room. At the same time, we're going to unlock the potential not only of the medium, but of the entire industry. Next generation, 1 billion people will play our games. And it's not just because they figured out the latest combo move or they figured out how to get past level 14, but because we've unlocked the secret to creating games and entertainment experiences that they can call their own. Games that provide entertainment experiences that appeal to everyone. We've been working for years to fulfill this vision. And the result is Xbox 360. It's the product I've always dreamed of creating. It's the product that will fill the living room back with people who can't wait to get their hands on the controller, to get into the game, to be part of the excitement, and to join us in the community. They want to bring their own creativity to the experience and pay off the true promise of our medium. The essence of our vision is reflected in the name, Xbox 360. It's the product that delivers experiences where the player is always at center stage. You can see the essence of the vision in the console itself. When we designed Xbox 360, we wanted to create a physical presence that would be truly international. We collaborated with 2 of the best and most innovative design firms in the entire world. HER's Experimental Design Laboratory in Osaka, Japan, and Astro Studios in San Francisco. What they created is a product that distilled our vision to the very essence. It's a simple and elegant design, a design that reflects our hopes for the medium through its brightness and its optimism. It's a product that will be worldwide in its sensibility, yet timeless in its appeal. When we started the console, but the unity of our vision extends to the entire family of products that will all look great in the living room, no matter where you put them. The family includes a wireless controller that finally untethers the gamer from the console. Even with batteries, it'll be lighter, smaller, and more comfortable than today's Xbox controllers. Let's sit down and take a stroll with Cameo. Now, the great thing about Xbox 360 is the experience. Right here, you hit the Xbox Guide button, and you launch the user interface for the HD era. It's an interface that's clean, consistent, and customizable. Another click, and you have instant access to your games, your friends, and all of your entertainment. Here's my gamer card. Today, everybody in Xbox Live has a friends list and a game tag. But this time, we're going to take it to the next level with new features like the gamer card. Think of your gamer card kind of like your online trading card. It includes your reputation, your gamer score, the zone you like to play in, and your motto. With zones, you're going to be able to match up with players whose style of play matches up with yours. So whether you're in the family zone or in the pro zone, you're guaranteed to match up with the right people all the time. We've also added a new concept called achievements. Now, these are sort of a record of everything you've accomplished across your entire library of games. Let's say you haven't figured out that final achievement in PGR3. Just ask a friend online. In the HD era, community and connection is critical. With Live, even if I'm offline, my friends can still find me and leave me messages in the integrated message center, either with text, voice, or video. And all of this connectivity is available whether you're playing a game, watching a movie, listening to music. At any point in time, your friends are just a click away. Let's say you played online with somebody that you'd like to reconnect with, but you forgot their gamer tag. Well, in the Xbox 360 universe, you can easily connect with any one of the last several hundred people you played with, because we'll track that list for you. With Xbox 360, Live is going to offer something for everybody. We're going to make it easier and more accessible than ever before to join the community. Because on Xbox 360, Xbox Live will offer a free level of service directly out of the box. You heard it right. Everything I've just shown you will be absolutely free as part of our silver service. And if you want to supercharge your experience, you can upgrade to gold so you can take advantage of additional services we'll be rolling out. With features and services like this, we're going to extend our online leadership and connect over half of the Xbox 360 game consoles to Xbox Live. 1 billion people this generation, well, that's a big number, but I know we can do it. To do our part, we thought very differently about our approach in designing the product. We knew we had to tap into a lot more markets. We knew we had to fit into a broader range of lifestyles. So what we did is we created a number of scenarios that informed our decisions and shaped our direction every step of the way. Out of the gate, we knew we had to create an amazing product that would blow the roof off gaming for our core audience. People like this guy, Stryker. He's our hardcore gamer, the lifeblood of the industry today. The guy that stands in line for 24 hours to get his hands on the next hot release first. He's a fast-twitch gamer who'll play for hours to master every level and every move before he mixes it up online with the best of the best. Well, last generation, we opened a whole new set of experiences in a universe for gamers like Stryker. Xbox Live is going to expand the boundaries even further by making it easier for folks like Stryker to find other competitive players with to battle online. And hardcore gamers are gonna love seeing the new features, like spectator mode and tournaments, really coming to life in Xbox 360. There's no doubt in my mind, Xbox 360 is gonna thrill the hardcore gamers that live and breathe video games. But that's not gonna get us to 1 billion. Not everyone is driven by the need to crush their opponent on the field of battle. So we've also built in experiences for the casual gamers and the non-gamers of our world. Let's talk about Velocity Girl. We all know someone like her. She might pick up a controller every once in a while over at a friend's house, but really, gaming's not a central part of her existence. It's an important question that we've struggled with in this industry for the last 20 years. How do we get the Velocity Girls of the world reconnected to our industry and back into the game? With Xbox 360, we have an answer. She's going to rejoin us because we're delivering a fresh set of services designed to nurture community and to broaden gameplay. To expand the market, we're going to deliver more casual game experiences on demand through the Xbox Live Arcade. Whether retro, puzzle, or just plain old time-killing games like Solitaire, we're going to have an amazing assortment of games available. So whether you want to stare down your brother on a Texas Hold'em match, or gang up with 3 buddies from college and play a little gauntlet, Live Arcade is just going to be a press away. We got something else in mind. We call it the Xbox Live Marketplace. The Marketplace is going to introduce gamers to the latest entertainment through trailers and demos. They're going to drive them to the store to pick up the latest titles. It's going to deepen the gamer engagement with games that they already play and already love, with episodic content. They'll see new maps, new levels, new weapons, new cars, and much, much more. But maybe most exciting, the Marketplace is going to be a way to get Velocity Girl re-engaged with our market and re-engaged with games. Because on the Marketplace, she's going to be an active member of the community of people that play games like Tony Hawk. Now, she might never pick up a controller, never take a run in the half pipe, but she'll be able to design and sell stickers, shirts, boards, soundtracks, and even design her own skate parks for those hardcore gamers like Stryker. We're also going to provide Velocity Girl with great experiences around the games. Experiences that extend the very idea of entertainment, like the ability to watch favorite bands perform on Xbox Live or even premiere a new song. We'll also transform the way that she communicates. Last generation, we led the way with voice chat over Xbox Live. This generation, we're going to break new ground again, this time with video chat that's going to let people see and hear each other at the same time, whether they're playing games, sharing music, or watching photos. Velocity Girl is going to love Xbox 360. But we're not stopping there. We got somebody else in mind. Here's Beat Builder. Beat Builder is our technology trendsetter, the one that has all the latest devices, lets the rest of the world know where the world is heading. What Beat Builder is telling us is that in the very near future, entertainment, it's all digital. And he wants to see it all on his high-def TV. Xbox 360 is perfect for Beat Builder because it works with everything. It's got games, it's got TV, it's got music, movies, digital photos, online music services. Xbox 360 is going to connect to a world of digital entertainment devices, including hundreds of mobile music players and digital cameras. Not just from our partners, but also from some of our competitors. This is the ultimate digital entertainment amplifier for all these experiences. Out of the box, it's a progressive scan DVD player that's going to make the movies in your library look more spectacular than ever before. And remember, it's going to keep you connected. It's also the projector that lets you show up on your big screen TV, photos in your living room, or share them across the world while you narrate. When he's not playing games, Beat Builder is going to use this digital amplifier to open the door to incredible new high-definition experiences. He'll be able to sample and purchase content online. He'll be able to stream high-definition entertainment stored on his Media Center PC. He'll be able to bring this entire experience to life in his living room.
One more kiss could be the best thing. One more lie could be the worst. And all these thoughts are never resting.
Play fake, Bilal pulls it down, looking, gonna go deep, has his man wide open, it's Muhammad! Muhammad to the 15, 10, 5, touchdown!
Well, you all saw the touchdown, but you might have missed the invite. Only on Xbox 360 will your high-definition entertainment experiences always be connected. That's right, we designed a single device that's going to let you purchase music, purchase movies online, and stream high-definition entertainment, whether it's movies or pro sports, all the while staying connected to your live community. Connected to your community all the time in high def. Stryker, Velocity Girl, Beat Builder. We're checking off the list, but these are just some of the people that we thought about on our journey to build the ultimate entertainment product with truly mass appeal. It's really all about achieving the true potential of this medium by working together to reach 1 billion people. And I promise you, we thought about everyone, and we've got them all covered. All right, that's an interesting demographic too. Billionaire software moguls attempting to be funny. It's kind of a niche market, but I think we've pretty much got it sewn up. Oh, Bill's right, of course. Without amazing hardware and software, we've got unbelievable technology. And this unbelievable technology is going to light up the imagination of creators and knock the socks off of customers. But Steve was right too. There's a lot more to it than pure computing power. With XNA, we're going to satisfy the needs of game creators to make sure that they have the best in software and best in tools so that you get the best in games. We're also going to form new partnerships to really bring the true potential of the HD era home. And we're thinking about customers more broadly than ever before. So together, Steve and Bill are both right, because we've combined the hardware, the software, and a world-class service to create the most powerful games platform ever created. It's a platform that delivers power and elegance in perfect balance. It's a platform we've been refining for years. And it's a platform that no other company in this industry can even try to match. Next generation, this platform will enable us to turn the entire world into gamers. And that's how we're going to reach 1 billion. Now, of course, we built the Xbox 360 to also capture some of the energy and some of the key consumer trends that are shaping our culture. One of those is the urge to personalize. It's everywhere. And next generation, you'll be able to personalize just about everything in your Xbox 360 experience. You can change the look of the interface to match your personality, or add a favorite photo as a wallpaper. And with faceplates, you're going to be able to match the look of your console to your interests, your living room decor, or even your own personal sense of style. In fact, as a thank you, on your way out tonight, we're going to be giving you all a limited edition E3 faceplate. All right, calm down. It's not an HD TV, but it will be a collector's piece. Now, speaking of collector's pieces, I've made a one-of-a-kind faceplate for our next presenter. Please welcome me in introducing Mr. Peter Moore, the Bald and the Beautiful.
You guys, you are so funny. Hey. Thank you, Jay. So to begin to understand the promise of the future of video games, think about some of the most absorbing experiences of your life. Like many of you in the audience this evening, I'm a runner. There's that place that you can sometimes reach on a long run where you achieve a kind of perfect mind-body equilibrium. It's been called the Zen of running. In the HD era, we're going to deliver the Zen of gaming. Next generation games will combine unprecedented audio and visual experiences to create worlds that are beyond real. And they'll deliver storylines and gameplay so compelling that it will feel like living a lucid dream. The result is a state where you achieve the perfect mind-body equilibrium as you forget your physical surroundings and you become completely immersed in the game itself. This controller becomes an extension of your body. It becomes the gateway to the Zen of gaming. So let's see what's possible when the most creative minds in the world of game development have access to the ideal canvas on which to express their vision. Let's begin by stepping inside the incredible world of Lost Odyssey, a new game under development from the legendary Hironobu Sakaguchi, the creator of the original Final Fantasy series. So to create experiences that transform reality, well, that's really a lot to ask for any medium. To ensure that the next generation delivers, every game is built on what we call essentials. A foundation of requirements every title must have before it can ship on the Xbox 360 platform. These essentials include a minimum of 720p high-definition resolution to provide gamers with jaw-dropping visual clarity and fidelity. Many developers are already working on games in 1080i. Every Xbox 360 will be designed for high-definition widescreen television and will support 16:9 aspect ratio to expand the storytelling canvas. Let me just state very clearly, these games will also look amazing on standard definition TVs. In addition, Xbox 360 will provide anti-aliasing that gets rid of what we all call the jaggies. Well, you know what? With Xbox 360, the age of the jaggies is over, superseded by smooth, lifelike visuals of cinematic quality. To be truly cinematic in the next generation, sound becomes incredibly important. Xbox 360 games will offer a minimum of 5.1 multi-channel sound, so you can hear the thunder of cars as they roar down the track and hear the rustle of leaves behind you in the breeze. So many people thought Project Gotham Racing 2 was one of the best racing games ever to appear on Xbox. There's no doubt that certainly it was one of the most innovative when it came to enhancing the racing experience on Xbox Live. PGR 3 will immerse you in racing like never before, with real velocity-based motion that delivers the feeling of being on the edge of your seat as you drive some of the fastest and most beautiful cars on the planet. PGR 3 will be one of the first titles to take full advantage of spectator mode with Gotham TV. You can cheer your friends, you can scout your opponents, you can learn new tracks by seeing how more experienced players negotiate the corners. Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines. Talk about sound. Wow. So how important is spectator mode? Picture a video game racing season on Xbox Live, sponsored by one of the leading auto manufacturers. At the start of the season, 250,000 people pay $10 each to sign up for a head-to-head 30-race competition. The stakes? How about $1 million to the overall champion? In the final race, 16 finalists go head-to-head for the $1 million prize. And with spectator mode, 250,000 fans will log on to watch the competition. If you're the sponsor, you've captured the attention of hundreds of thousands of people who spent the last 6 months living and breathing your tournament and your brand. So let's change gears here, no pun intended. Maybe more than any other publisher, Ubisoft has been at the forefront of the quest to create realistic environments. They're always pushing the platform to limit, and now with Xbox 360, they have all of the horsepower they need to deliver an experience that will place you completely in the moment. Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon 3 drops you in urban warfare at its most intense and chaotic. You are a soldier of the future.
Command. UAV detects enemies to the north. Eliminate them.
Hostiles approaching.
Taken up positions in the embassy. The president is safe. Entrances and exits are locked down. Major, Lieutenant Bolin is down. And President, he's dead too. Dead, sir.
Negative. The VIP is down, but needs help. Repeat, we have the VIP down and need a medic now.
Safety of the president is priority.
Wow. Sports are always a critical piece of every console's launch portfolio. And this is where the talented team at Visual Concepts always shines. They have consistently pushed the boundaries of realism in sports video games. And tonight, it gives me great pleasure to give you an early look at NBA 2K6.
I'm ready for action. Packing provisions of visions verbally. Every word will be enhanced with the bass that puts you in a trance. Some dance, come take a chance. Dell won't do you wrong. I've been in the rap game too long to falter. I rock like you're wrong to make you feel to the rock like an altar. Niggas improve when you have water bottle with my wrist that's in your back. Massage before you back it on the garage. The beat is garages. Hip hop hopefuls will do well to know this. It ain't about who's the dopest. The fans to focus upon you when they feel what the song do. I think I'm onto something when I got my feet on. Now the music's back, I can barely stand and hear it. My rhymes are impeccable. I said my music sounding like it sounded too can. Just rest the whole vibe and strive for perfection. Why you think they call this a perfection, eh? Can't forget the bass.
Wow. This past week on MTV, we shared with you a title that we're wonderfully excited about, and one of Rare's premier titles for the launch window, Perfect Dark Zero, a game that will redefine the multiplayer first-person shooter genre. This next title from Rare represents an important leap forward in game development, combining dynamic puzzles, immersive combat, enormous environments, innovative storytelling, and really fun gameplay. Let's look at a title that will feed the hardcore and have stronger appeal to the broader gaming audience.
For every vision of light, there will be one of darkness. For every moment of peace, there will be one of chaos. She alone holds the power to save this world. A legion of warriors, hidden inside the body of one. Only you can unleash them.
Earlier I said that sound is more important than ever before. Infinity Ward and Activision take sound to new heights in Call of Duty 2, the sequel to the 2003 Game of the Year. Call of Duty 2 uses advanced artificial intelligence in its all-new Battle Chatter system to make games more immersive than ever before. And it surrounds you with battlefield sounds that are so real, you'll find yourself ducking for cover when incoming enemy fire whistles past your head. Let's take a look at Call of Duty 2, exclusively on Xbox 360. Spectacular. So how about this? How about a brand new, full-featured, next-generation role-playing game in the launch window? Morrowind was one of the best-selling role-playing games ever on the Xbox. The sequel to this incredible game is called Elder Scrolls IV: Oblivion. It promises to feature one of the largest open-ended worlds ever created for a video game. It also includes thousands of characters that are governed by groundbreaking AI. These characters eat, sleep, and complete tasks all around the clock. And they make their own choices based on what's going on in the world around them. Welcome to the world of Oblivion.
For 65 years, I have ruled this empire. Generals and kings have knelt at my command. But a darkness comes. The blood tide rises. These are the closing days of the Third Era. And the final hours of my life. Find him and close shut the jaws of Oblivion.
Let me guess the folks from Take-Two are somewhere over there. Yes, indeed. Let me repeat that. An all-new, full-featured, next-generation RPG in the launch window. That's what Bethesda and 2K Games are delivering, and it's going to be stunning. I'm talking about stunning. Gears of War is the first title developed by Epic Games exclusively for Microsoft Game Studios and the Xbox 360. Epic uses its amazing Unreal Engine 3 to create cinematic, high-definition visuals featuring beautifully rendered, interactive environments. And characters so lifelike, they appear to be made of flesh and bone. Gears of War is a third-person tactical shooter with survival horror themes that will literally make you afraid to pick up the controller. Let's roll the video.
The humans of Thera built a glorious civilization. But humans were not destined to create. They ultimately did what they do best. Destroy. But this was nothing compared to a new threat from below. An enemy that will force humanity to take their last inevitable steps toward extinction.
I can't wait for Emergence Day. So you've seen a lot of Xbox 360 games so far this evening. Additionally, we have many exclusives coming from powerhouse publishers and great partners such as THQ, Sega, Capcom, Namco, and Atari. But there's one publishing partner who hasn't been represented here on the stage this evening. They're responsible for some of the biggest franchises in the video game world. Franchises like Madden, NFL football. Madden fan. Need for Speed, and of course, FIFA. I am talking, of course, about Electronic Arts. And please welcome Don Mattrick, the president of EA Worldwide Studios. Don Mattrick. Hey, Don. Good to see you.
Thanks, Peter. I'm here to tell you about some of the great titles our teams are creating for Xbox 360. But before I start, I was wondering if I could give you a little marketing tip.
I thought you were more of a studio guy.
Right. I'm just a studio guy, and you're a marketing genius.
Oh, thank you.
But let me offer you one tip. I love the worldwide campaign and the statement you made on MTV.
Right.
I love the young woman with the backpack, but if you don't mind, I'd like to introduce you to somebody just a little bit different.
Okay.
I want to introduce you to Backpack Guy.
Whoa, watch out. Careful. Okay. A lot more hair than Jay and I have got, let me tell you. So let me guess, your name's not Kim, right? Okay.
No. Let me introduce you to Oakland Raider All-Pro Robert Gallery.
I hope you don't mind. I brought along a few new ideas for Xbox
Ideas
360.
Are good. Thank you, Robert. Ideas are excellent. Man, do you play games?
Yeah.
Would you own a console?
I got the Xbox. What else?
Okay. What's your favorite game?
It's called Madden.
Okay. 2 right answers. So how about this? I'll make you a deal, because I'm kind of a Raiders fan. You get those Oakland Raiders back on that Super Bowl path, and the day that we launch Xbox 360, we will have a brand new Xbox 360 delivered to your house that morning.
Tell you what, I'll hold up my end of the deal, and you better have that at my doorstep the day it comes out.
That's it. Hey, Robert's great. I know you get back training camp. Thanks a lot, man. Robert Gallery. Wow. Is he just freaking huge or what? I mean,
He has your home address. This is the largest development commitment that EA has ever made in support of a new console. Right now, we have more than 25 EA titles in development for Xbox 360. And when it hits the stores this Christmas holiday season, our goal is to have at least 6 EA games waiting so gamers can see what Xbox 360 power is all about.
I think the EA team's up there somewhere, I sense.
The titles include Need for Speed Most Wanted, The Godfather, FIFA Soccer, NBA Live, Tiger Woods PGA Tour, and Madden NFL 06.
Madden fans back here.
Next, I want to show you some gameplay footage that reflects the breadth and depth of EA's support. We have a montage of imagery captured from 6 titles, followed by gameplay captured from Need for Speed Most Wanted.
goes to a zone defense. They've got a chance here to tie the game or maybe even win it.
Vehicle moving at a high rate of speed.
Excellent.
And Peter, there's more where that came from. EA is 100% committed to a successful launch of Xbox 360. We couldn't be happier with the support we're getting from Microsoft, and we couldn't be more excited about the possibilities as this relationship continues to grow.
Great. Thanks, Don. That was absolutely stunning. Thank you very much. I appreciate your support. Thank you. Don Mattrick, everyone. Thank you. So I think you can see why we're so excited about the future of Xbox 360. All of these games, all of these visuals, all that power in this one box. Without a doubt, this is the best team of developers and publishers working on any game platform anywhere in the world. And with their support, we will have the best launch lineup in the history of video games. Thank you.
Good job. Thanks, Peter. We are thrilled by the great support and breadth of titles that all of our publishing partners are delivering for Xbox 360. Now, earlier when Peter said that we have all of the world's best publishers, he wasn't speaking figuratively. Tonight, we are pleased to provide the final piece of the puzzle. I'm very excited to announce that one of the world's great publishing houses is creating games for Xbox 360. I'm honored to present our newest partner. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce Mr. Yuichi Wada, President of Square Enix. Good to see you. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Robbie. I'm honored to have this opportunity to speak with you tonight at E3, the largest video game event in the world. Square Enix and Microsoft share a vision for the future of gaming and entertainment. And together, we play a leading role in creating innovative technologies that will bring new levels of interactivity and self-expression to video games. So tonight, I'm very excited to be able to announce that Square Enix will join with Microsoft and Xbox to bring our games to Xbox 360 and Xbox Live. We are deeply impressed by Xbox 360's outstanding features, such as HD graphics, network connectivity, and personalization. We are also impressed with Microsoft's deep insight into online gaming. So it is a great pleasure for us that the cross-platform concept of our Play Online will now be compatible with Xbox Live. Users of Xbox Live can now share with PC users the worlds we've created. This is something we've dreamed about in the past. I'm also delighted to announce tonight that we will bring Final Fantasy XI to Xbox 360. Close collaboration between Microsoft and Square Enix is just beginning. As a company that is dedicated to expanding the boundaries of what is possible in the world of video games, Square Enix looks forward to working with the Xbox team to create new worlds that Xbox 360 will make possible. Tonight, I'd like to share with you a sneak preview of what we believe the future of video games might look like. We created this real-time rendered image, taking advantage of Xbox 360's superb graphics power.
Thank you very much. Thanks very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you again, Wada-san and Square Enix, for your support. We are looking forward to working together to help define the future of video games. So tonight we are here to herald the beginning of a new era in entertainment. With Xbox 360, we will create powerful partnerships that deliver innovation on a new scale. With Xbox 360, we'll work together to deliver games and experiences that are unprecedented in the history of entertainment. We built Xbox 360 to be the essential product for people who live and breathe video games, as well as for people who've never owned a video game console. With Xbox 360, we'll reach out to new markets across the world where digital entertainment is rapidly becoming an integral part of daily life. With Xbox 360, video games will become a true mainstream entertainment medium, a medium where bestsellers are measured not in the millions of units, but in the tens of millions of units. We have the passion. We have the platform. We have the product. We have the partners and the games. And we are inspired. Inspired by a vision that once would have been too audacious, too bold to consider. Our goal? To reach 1 billion consumers. We'll do that because Xbox 360 will be the most powerful platform in the next generation. A platform that combines great hardware, great software, and great services to deliver games and entertainment that will truly redefine what it means to have fun. Xbox 360 is here, and it's on. Thank you very much, and join me at the party.
Hold up. Done.
I'm Oliver Najad. You know, Stacy, it feels like just yesterday we were right here at E3 2004.
We were! The year goes by so fast, and I gotta tell you, every year they outdo what they did last year. So many new games.
And this is a very special year at E3 because it is the year of, can you believe it, the brand new consoles.
And Joel Gordine, our very own fan cam operator, he's gonna have interviews, lots of celebrities.
You know, he's also gonna have two, not one, but two cameras strapped to his head, so you gotta check back. He's gonna get in a ton of trouble.
Behave yourself, Joel. And that's not it. We've got another surprise for you. While we're out hitting the floor, our own King Kong of audio, he's gonna be voicing stories. Brian, isn't that right?
That's right, guys. I'm stuck here in a dark sound booth with no video games. Thanks.
Yeah, see what we mean?
All right, everybody, we're gonna kick off. We're gonna start the action right now. Oliver, I'm gonna head to the South Hall. Where are you headed?
I'm headed over to the West Hall. So listen, you guys, check back with us often and prepare to get floored at E3.
Let's go have some fun.
Let's go.
Yes, gamers, it's the booth you've all been waiting for. I give you Xbox. Even with all the hype about the Xbox 360, Microsoft has by no means abandoned your Xbox. The proof is all around you.
PC Gamers made Half-Life 2 a bestseller last year, and the game is looking just as good on Xbox. Gamers lined up to see the brand new Halo 2 maps and the new World War II shooter, Call of Duty 2. Shooters, sports games, action-adventure, there's something for every gamer here at Microsoft.
All right, well, we ran the gauntlet, so to speak, over here at the Microsoft booth. I hope you're satisfied.
I'm Peter Moore. Welcome to E3. I'm the Corporate Vice President of Worldwide Marketing and Publishing for Xbox. Welcome to the first day of E3. As you can see here, we're having a tremendous time with Xbox 360. The show just started today. This is the introduction of the Xbox 360. We've been obviously getting a lot of publicity since the MTV broadcast. Excited to finally be able to show the world the console and the wireless controllers and the great games here at E3. What's really cool about it, obviously, you've got a beautifully designed product. You have controllers that are perfectly wireless, but I think the coolest thing is that this Christmas holiday, here in North America, Europe, Japan, you'll be playing high-definition games that are gorgeous to look at, incredible to listen to. There's probably going to be 25 to 40 games before the end of the calendar year, and I think the next generation has started, and it starts with Xbox 360. So specifically, we've laid down a series of what we call essentials for a game to meet the criteria that fits Xbox 360. The game has to run at a minimum of 720p, the minimum bar for high definition. The game has to support 5.1 multi-channel sound, the minimum bar for surround sound as we call it today. The game must fill up these 16:9 aspect ratio televisions. These wide screens we're all buying. And for gamers, the game must support anti-aliasing so that the jaggies go away and we get these smooth, cinematic, lifelike experiences. So there's three games that I'm really excited about right now. Project Gotham Racing 3 from the boys at Bizarre Creations in Liverpool, my hometown. Excited about the way that they bring racing to life in the streets. Ferraris, Lamborghinis, 170 miles an hour through the streets of London, Tokyo, or Rome. Second game I'm most excited about is Perfect Dark Zero. Perfect Dark Zero welcomes back Joanna Dark to video games. It's the sequel to Perfect Dark. It is a massively multiplayer online game. As many as 50 people can be playing in a single game experience. We absolutely love the character that is Joanna Dark, and of course the gameplay will be incredibly infectious. Third game, Cameo, also from Rare. Beautiful fantasy-style action-adventure type game. It will have incredible worlds of vivid color, but most importantly, really, really, really fun gameplay. Cameo is a princess who morphs into different characters. The boys at Rare have done a tremendous job in bringing the Xbox 360 hardware to life. I'm Peter Moore from Microsoft, and you've got access.
This was like the top secret spot where they were showcasing some of the Xbox 360 titles. One of those titles is Perfect Dark, and Duncan over here had a little something to do with the game. Duncan, why am I going to go plunk down my money when I've got a whole case full of Bond titles to buy Perfect Dark 360?
We're doing something different there. We got a lot more freedom to do what we want with Perfect Dark Zero. We're building on the game Perfect Dark 64, where Joanna was introduced to the world as a Perfect Agent. Perfect Dark Zero takes us back in time a little bit further to see how she became that Perfect Agent, see how she built up the relationship with the Character Institute. I can't tell you any more than that at this point.
Indeed, the Xbox 360 looks like a powerful machine, but gamers will find out for themselves this holiday season when the Xbox 360 debuts worldwide.
Okay, everybody, I think we're going to get started here. We are showing Kameo Elements of Power. This has been developed by Rare. It has been completely redesigned and is available exclusively for the Xbox 360. Now, you play the game as the lead character here, which is Kameo, our heroine. She has the ability to morph, as you can see, into any one of these 10 unique and incredible warriors. And it helps her to battle the ever-present evil. Now here you see the game starts out right in the midst of conflict. And Kameo is in one of her warrior characters. This is a powerful ice yeti. It's called Chilla. And it has the ability to use ice spikes in exploration and also as projectiles for combat. Now the goal of this game, and games in general for the Xbox 360, are to create believable worlds. And what that means for Kameo here is, of course, taking this world of fantasy and fighting with these unimaginable characters and these unique battle skills and really fleshing them out so that you can have this realism here with all of the animation and the art and, of course, the dialogue. Now, as you can see, the game is very rich in graphic detail, right? There is a lot going on here. In the background, you can see fireballs, and of course there are dragons even flying around you get to see. And when the lightning strikes, you can see it dramatically lights up the entire scene. Now the goal here, let me describe a couple of these other warrior characters. What we have here, this is actually Pummelweed. Pummelweed has multiple boxing attacks, and as you can see, also the ability to dive underground for uppercuts. And also as a means of exploration, can dive underground for exploration. This is another character. This is called Major Ruin. He's a rock armadillo. He has rolling skills, as you can see. So this makes for a very unique attack, and also a way of exploring the world simultaneously. Take a look at the character here. You can see inside the image of Kameo as the character walks around. And that's a great use of the graphics power in the Xbox 360. What it also does is it helps tie together all of these 10 warriors with the central figure in the game, which is Kameo. And as I said, there are 10 different warriors. Each one of these warriors looks, feels, and plays very differently. And this, of course, translates to a very unique gameplay mechanics. There are over 50 different skills for players to be able to grab and to master. And then, of course, they can use those skills they get those skills in an RPG-like fashion. I just love it when he uses them in a club. That makes me so happy. Now, one of the other goals for games of the Xbox 360 is, of course, to make it approachable to all audiences. So for Kameo here, whether or not you are a first-time gamer or whether or not you're a very experienced game player, there is a lot here to experience and to explore. I should say, too, the graphics engine will render beautifully on any TV set, and as you can see, it scales very beautifully up to high-end HD TV right here. This one's set at 720p. Now, there is a lot happening here. As you can see, there is the grass is actually swaying here with the breeze. There's shadows from each one of the trees as they come down. And look at the dynamic life of the birds and the insects, and even the detail on the castle. You see now it's twilight, and then it's just turned dark. So we have the night and day cycles here. And all of this together helps to really immerse the player into the world of the game that we're playing. Now the game will provide you with challenges, and then of course it rewards you for using strategy to solve these challenges. This gate up here is a great example of that. This is a good way of showing you how accessible it is. It's training players to use the warriors. Kameo, of course, can't get through the gate, but one of her warriors has an ability that will allow her to get past the gate. And you can see that Kameo can morph into different warriors in real time using controller buttons that have been set for specific warriors for quick switches. And the game provides you with these challenges, then it rewards you for using the strategies here and the warrior's capabilities to be able to solve the problem. And especially if you can use them cooperatively. A good example of that, let's say you're playing this character here, Pumbleweed, and you come up out of the ground with an uppercut against one of your opponents. And then meanwhile, while the opponent's in midair, you morph into Chilla and you launch ice spikes at the helpless midair opponent. Okay? It's that kind of stuff. It's really fantastic. And of course, if you think that's cool, then think about playing the game cooperatively with a friend. Oh, this is good. This scene really shows you the power of the graphics that we have here in the Xbox 360. Take a look behind you at all of the countless particles and effects that we have here. Now, of course, one of the things that game designers are always asked to do is to intensify the action of the game by putting more simultaneous characters on the screen. So what we have here is a battlefield scene. And imagine a battlefield here covered with thousands of enemies. You can see, through the use of a technology that Rare calls the Artificial War Engine, what we have here is a battlefield covered with thousands of enemies, each with their own independent AI. As you can see, we are slightly outnumbered. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll call a few friends. Here we have an army of 1,000 elves to help us out to fight against the army of over 1,000 trolls. And the battle commences. Oh, here we go. We get to see the battlements coming out. So this is Kameo, Elements of Power. Mystical action-adventure game where the central character has the ability to morph into any one of 10 different warriors. It'll be available this holiday season, and it is available exclusively on the Xbox 360. And if you like the way this looks, just to tell you, we are running right now on an alpha kit, running at about 30% capacity. So if you think this looks good, just wait. It's going to be amazing. And we'll go back to the battle here so we can show you a couple of the other characters here. This is actually one of the other warriors. This is a fire-breathing dragon here, fire dragon. This is called Ash. And with Ash, you can really see the central character there, Kameo, floating right in the center. I like to watch because she actually moves with the fighting. And here's another character here, another one of the warriors. This one's called Rubble, very aptly named, Pile of Rocks. Rubble has a bunch of different attacks there. As you can see, there's the machine gun rocks attack. And then there's also the exploding rock attack, which I love. And of course, as the battle rages in the background. So, thanks everyone. That is Kameo, Elements of Power. Hope you enjoy it.
Okay, let's kick off E3 with our first booth tour of Ubisoft. They're adding to their roster this year Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon 3, Prince of Persia, and Peter Jackson's King Kong. I'm here with Christian Allen, who's the lead multiplayer designer for Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon 3. What's new this year?
Wow, on Ghost Recon 3, pretty much everything's new. Of course, the biggest thing is that we're going to be a launch title for Xbox 360. And you know what that translates to is a huge leap forward in graphics, effects, the visuals, the immersion that you're going to have in the game.
The way you can manipulate your characters once you're within Ghost Recon 3 is going to just knock your socks off. We're calling it a revolutionary, cataclysmic shift in military gaming.
Next up, I had a chance to peek at Prince of Persia for Xbox and PlayStation 2.
The prince has returned to the city of Babylon. He's expecting a hero's welcome, and he returns, he sees an army attacking the city, and he realizes it's anything but the royal treatment. He gets infected by the Sands of Time. And for the non-players, the Sands of Time, they just have to know that it's a magical sand that changes people and infects them and makes them evil. And as he becomes more and more infected, the Dark Prince, this second playable character that we're so happy with, becomes more and more powerful and has more and more influence over the prince's choices.
Secrecy surrounds Ubi's King Kong, but I was able to squeeze a few tidbits out of the game's director.
In this game you will play a human, adventurer, and King Kong himself. So that's a very big game.
And that's going to conclude your tour of the Ubisoft booth. We got you some sneak peeks though, and most of Ubisoft's titles, the new hot ones coming out, available the end of this year.
Well, my name's Christian Allen. I'm the lead multiplayer designer on Ghost Recon 3, and I'm going to be giving you a run through of some of the features and cool stuff they're going to see in the game. This game's going to be on Xbox 360. It's a launch title, and you're also going to see it on current gen platforms and PC as well. It's going to be simultaneous release. So the big thing in Ghost Recon 3 is that you're playing as an integrated warfighter system. That's your soldier. It made an appearance in Ghost Recon 2 Limited, but this time we're taking it to the next level. We've worked a lot with the Natick Soldier Center. We got a lot of information from them. We got a lot of contacts with Special Forces. And so I'll go through a little bit of the character's gear that you're going to have in the game. All right, so this is footage from the integrated warfighter system that we got from Natick. We have the advanced technology in Ghost Recon 3. The different gear that you're going to wear is all modeled off the exact real-life stuff that's being made for the Future Force Warrior 2020 program. So the footage that you see here is developmental footage that the U.S. Army's made. We've been given access to a lot of their stuff, anything that's not classified pretty much that we've seen. So that really brings a level of realism and a high-tech edge when you're fighting on this battlefield. The integrated warfighter system combines a bunch of systems made by different companies. Cry Associates created the suit that you're going to be wearing. It has a lot of features. It has bone induction communication. It has a fully integrated close fit system for the characters. So it has a form-fitting, heat-reducing venting situation. It's got things to lock your weapon into your shoulder. It's got a lot of pads. It's got the new Cry multi-cam camo. And that camouflage is different than the camouflage you see today because it plays off the human response to light. So what that does is, it makes your character look really cool, and it's based off a real high-tech system. The big thing that affects gameplay when it comes to this character is the cross-com system. In the integrated warfighter and the Future Force Warrior system, the soldier has a monocle, and that HUD overlays what you can see in the real world. So it communicates tactical information to the player, just like it would a soldier in real life. Another thing you're going to have is the caseless battle rifle. I'm sorry. The other thing you're going to have is the modular caseless rifle. It fires a 6.8 millimeter caseless round from a 45 round magazine. It's a new prototype weapon system that was designed specifically for the Future Force Warrior system. It's never been seen anywhere before. Now that cross-com system in gameplay, what it amounts to is a new communication system for your team. Not only can you give orders to your team through it, both aggressive and defensive orders, but you can view your actual viewpoint of what your team can see. So you can switch back and forth and see a multi-windowed viewpoint of what they're seeing. And that also ties into the support elements that you're going to have, whether it's calling in an airstrike from a pair of Apaches to ordering an automated drone to gather intel. All that system's right through your D-pad. It's right there at your fingertips, so you don't have to stop and get out of the action. You'll see a little bit here. He's accessing the command map, and everything's all through that cross-com system. In multiplayer, it's also going to be a great team communication tool. Switch back and forth, view through your guys' tools, through your teammates' viewpoints. So as you can see, this game's set in Mexico City. The whole campaign is continuous. It's all through different parts of the city. It doesn't break the immersion. You don't jump out. You're always there. The plan is to not have load times. You'll just be in the game playing the whole time. You'll notice we have an enhanced reality view. That's used to identify friend and foe targets. Gives you an outline. One of the other things we have is that we've added a third view. In Ghost Recon 2, you had over the shoulder or you had a zoomed in no weapon view. Now you have over the shoulder, first person weapon, and then the scope view. So it's another option for the player. You get to see your weapon tracks. There's going to be a soft aim system, so when you're zoomed in, depending on the type of weapon you can have a lot more precision when you're aiming. When you're zoomed out, it pans around with you for quick movement, but when you're zoomed in, you can be precise and nail it, just like a real Ghost Soldier would. As you can see, the effects on Xbox 360 are just out of this world. We can have, there's so much stuff that we couldn't have on the Xbox. It's really great. We're pushing the level. There's a whole filter system that's going to be in the single-player campaign that changes the look, saturation, feel. You see it gets gritty as he's fighting. That's going to be implemented into the combat system to help enhance the emotion of the play. Here we have combat. You see the AI reacting to guys. You see the physics system. The Narcom on the right just called and said, I have an airstrike in. They're going to be coming in soon, and when they come in, you'll be able to look through the Apache's viewpoint as they come in and make an airstrike on the tank.
Hey, hear that? Those sound big. It's a tank. And Abrams.
Okay, so here we have, I'm engaging a tank. My team's moving to cover. You can see my scoped in mode right here. I'm going to show up the sniper mode. Zoom in with my weapon. And you drop them. It's pretty tight. So now what's going to happen is the Apaches are coming in that they called in later. I'll be able to call in the airstrike. I selected the vehicle. They just called in, confirmed that they were the order, and you notice in the upper left, it switched to the POV of those Apaches. So you can see from the Apaches, now here they come. And I took it out. So that's the kind of thing you're going to be able to use in Ghost Recon 3. It's going to be a great single-player experience, an awesome multiplayer experience, holiday 2005.
Crosscom activated. Vulture, this is Ghost Leader. Multiple strikers bearing 120. Copy that, Ghost Leader. Targets acquired. Vulture, Ghost Leader. Target is confirmed. Acknowledged, Ghost Leader. They're on their way. I'll take the sniper. Ramirez, take the tank. I'm on it. Form up on me. Let's keep moving. Fuckers hit! Give us cover! Multiple hostiles located. Light them up!
Are you guys ready for the ultimate experience in gaming in the round? Let me show you what experts in LA, New York, and London, 9 digital projectors powered by 9 hard drives. Take a look at what this can do. The floor is shaking. There's over 80 minutes, nearly an hour and a half of digital animation that was created specifically for the EA booth. We're just getting started.
First up, let's take a look at everyone's favorite kid wizard, Harry Potter.
We've got spells that interact with everything in the environment. If you want magic, we've got it. Well, what we do is we work with Warner Brothers Interactive and Warner Brothers to get access to the film studios, to get the production assets, everything we need to know what they're doing so we can be as close to them as possible.
Next, the popular Burnout series decides to get even with Burnout Revenge. You may be familiar with Burnout's signature takedowns and crashes, but with Revenge, the action has been increased tenfold. This game is all about revenge. The more aggressive you are, the more your revenge meter will build. You can now check traffic and use other cars as shields or as ways to take out other drivers. What's also new are the vertical takedowns. That's right, you can now take out your opponents from above, if you manage to live that long. Last on our stop, the popular Battlefield series continues with Battlefield 2 Modern Combat. Being released in October for both the Xbox and the PS2, I got more details from executive producer Marcus Nelson.
Basically what he's doing is taking online gaming to another level for the console, supporting 24 players online, huge big levels, a lot of vehicles, a lot of weapons, we call them toys, so you kind of create your own kind of experience on the battlefield. At the same time, we're for the first time really in Battlefield's history, we're taking you through a storyline, kind of a single-player option.
Wow, so with wizards, fast cars, and multiplayer Battlefield madness, you'd better make sure your couch is comfortable, because EA wants to make sure you're ready for all their new games, guaranteed to keep you floored.
So, hi, my name is Justin Weeb. I'm an associate producer for Electronic Arts. I've been working on Need for Speed Most Wanted, which I'm going to showcase to you here today. So as you can see, Most Wanted is scheduled to come out in November, so it's going to be a launch title for Xbox 360. And I'm just going to take you through the game here. This is the E3 demo that we created. It's going to be a drag race. Most of you will be familiar with drag from Underground 2, so I'm going to highlight some of the differences in Most Wanted. So to start off with, you'll immediately notice the level of detail in the car has increased exponentially. We laser model every car from the real-life counterpart, so we don't ever use models anymore. These things are basically 100% accurate to the real-life car. You can see the level of detail that's gone into these is pretty much amazing, right up to the bump maps on the tires. We've got a lot of detail in the fenders, reflections on the hoods and the windows. You can even see the paint flecks if you look closely. Then you go out in the environment and you immediately see the difference. We've got normal mapping on the streets. It's pretty much one of the first console games to have normal mapping. You can see the reflection of the sun in the roadways. You can see the cracks are actually detailed and going into the cement. The leaves scattered on the sidelines and floating through the air. Also show just the level of draw distance that we can do now, so you can see all the way across the city. All of the sound effects from the cars, again, this year are going to be from the actual car itself, where we take it into a shop. We record every sound, from the sound it makes when it shifts to the RPMs when it's revving out or when it's driving normally. So I'm just about to start here. We're going to do a race. It's a drag race, and you'll notice immediately the tuning level of the traffic. It's a little more intense than most people are used to. So the goal is obviously to get a perfect shift as you're going through. Time your nitrous bursts. And as you can see, we've got trucks added to the screen now. We've also got a new mechanic called Race Breaker. This basically slows down time and allows you to avoid obstacles. And then we've got a small layer of fog patches as you blow through them. You can definitely see the level of detail as they're coming right at you. And then as I'm coming out of the tunnel here, you'll see a huge contrast shift as you get kind of blinded when you come outside. And then you come up to the roadblock, which is actually the big focus point of this game, is on cops this year. So about 70% of the game is going to take place in the open world, where the cops are actually going to be actively chasing you as you're racing around. They're going to be deploying Hollywood-style tactics, and the idea is you have to use counter tactics to get out of each of the formations they're going to use. So as you're racing around, you're building up heat on your car. The cops are then going to be attracted to that car, so then you can go and customize your car, change up bumpers, spoilers, paints, vinyls, and then lower the heat on the car because they won't recognize it anymore. So we're really taking the customization from Underground 2 and giving it a new purpose in the game. So thank you very much. Have fun.
Godfather,
Yes, Stacy.
I need to ask a favor. All right, I'm here with David DeMartini, who is Vice President and Executive Producer of The Godfather. Tell us about this amazing game.
Isn't this incredible? The game is coming along fantastic. We've got a really innovative control system. We've got a great living world that we're creating, and most importantly, we're dealing with this great property.
How long has it been in development?
We've been working on this thing for a couple of years, and it's really coming together. We're going to be shipping in the fall, and the excitement is amazing. You're going to be able to create your own character. You're going to become the star within this Godfather space, and then by virtue of the things you do in the world and how you do it, you're going to earn respect, you're going to gain money for the family, you're going to gain territory for the family, and then ultimately you'll work your way up through the family ranks until you become the Godfather. We have a very innovative control system called the Black Hand control system, and there's 3 dimensions to it. The first dimension is a context-sensitive analog fighting system, so very much like a boxing or a wrestling game. The second dimension is the pressure point targeting system, so you've got various pressure points on the body to shoot at the shoulders, to shoot at the arms, to shoot at the knees. You want to be as violent as you need to be in any given situation without being any more violent than you had to be. When you do that, that's when you're going to maximize the respect that you get in any situation. And then the third dimension is kind of a face-to-face system where you have the opportunity to extort, negotiate, and do those things that mobsters do.
Make sure the message is final.
So are you a friend of ours? Do you have a problem that needs to be taken care of? If so, then be sure you become a member of the Corleone family and pay your respects to the Godfather.
One more thing, my friend.
Hey guys, what's going on? It's Joel Gordine, the 2005 E3 Insider Spike TV fan cam guy, and we are going to listen to the Xbox 360 demo brought to us by the Microsoft guys themselves. Take it away, guys. Incredible tour of the Xbox 360.
Hello, I'm Chris Reinhardt, project lead on Prey. Prey is the story of you play a young Native American named Tommy, and you're stuck on this reservation. You're kind of in a dead-end job. You're not really interested in where your life is going and what you're doing, and you just want to get off the reservation. And then one day, aliens attack, invade, and abduct you, your grandfather, and your girlfriend, as well as a whole bunch of other people on the reservation. And then most of the game takes place on this ship that's just outside of Earth's orbit. And it's basically just the whole story is the story of Tommy wanting to get off the ship and wanting to get back. And he's really not interested in destroying the ship or stopping these aliens. He just wants to get back to Earth with his girlfriend. And so it's kind of the story about what if Earth's savior doesn't want the job. He just wants to get home. The game is powered based upon the Doom 3 engine. We've made a lot of modifications to it, as you can see. It's very cool. It'll be out. Well, it's a 3D Realms game, so it's done when it's done. But definitely pick it up when it comes out.
Well, I'm Tony Hawk. I'm here at E3 2005, and we are unveiling. Well, we're doing a pre-show of the Tony Hawk's American Wasteland. So You're getting a sneak preview right here on my shoulder, actually. You're one of the few. It's basically, for us, it was a challenge because it's all one big level. It's all Los Angeles, so you can skate from the coast to East LA and Beverly Hills, and that way there's no wait times, in loading different areas. And we're on Xbox Live finally, and this story is much more based in authentic skating in terms of there's like some superstars of the 70s, and there's all kinds of new skating in it. This is more about you're being the star, and so you're still the star of the game, and I don't want to say it's a role-playing game, but you're taken through this journey, and you have to meet the challenges to get to the next sections, and there's sort of I can't give too much away, but basically there's a sort of Valhalla that you're trying to create or uncover. We got the new layback and burts, where you put your hand down, you can combo in and out of those, and so I think that was one of the few missing pieces that we ever had was, this whole 70s sort of surfy style. Hey, I'm Tony Hawk, and you've got Access.
I'm Mike Vine, and I'm programmer for Rare, and I'm here to show you Conker today. Conker is a big game. What we've got a port of the original N64 game with jazzed up graphics, new effects, fixed camera system controls, a really great single player game. And we've also got you this, which I'm showing you here now, which is our new multiplayer game. At the moment I'm here playing Bots, which is basically against computer controlled AI opponents. Normally you can play online, you can play on live, you can play on System Link, or you can play a campaign against the bots. Now this here is a bot game on a level called Spamono, and it's a kind of a basic capture the flag game, just really small, really hectic, just a lot of carnage going on basically. They've got the 6 classes, all with their different abilities. There's Sharpshooter who's got a sniper rifle, there's the Sky Jockey who's got pretty basic shooting, but he's got a Thopter, we've got a Demolisher with a tank, we've got the general purpose Grunt who's got a Jeep, and we've got a Flamer guy who's got his own flaming vehicle. And now I'm going to show you a couple of the vehicles we've got in our game. Here we've chosen the Sky Jockey, and the Sky Jockey has got a choice of 2 different vehicles. He's got a Thopter, which is a single player helicopter with missiles, rockets, quite a good guy. He's also got a secondary vehicle, which is a bomber. And basically what you can do, you can fly around, you can pick up guys, they can kind of go on a trip with you, you can drop them off near the flag, you can drop bombs on people. People get into secondary seat and fire a machine gun at everyone, so he's kind of a really hard all-purpose vehicle. What we're showing you now, which is a Thopter, which basically you fly around, you've got missiles, you've got rockets, you've got homing missiles, you've got machine guns in it, and also at any point in trouble you can jump out, parachute down, go any part of the level. It's a really useful vehicle. Okay, now we're showing the future part, and in the future war we've got tanks and quad bikes and hovering helicopters and bomber ships, and it's kind of great. And the tank here is a 2-player guide, so what you can do, you can either drive on your own, go around and shoot people, or a friend or guy of a live or bot can jump in the back and control the guns while you drive around. It's all-purpose vehicle, it's great, it's hard. This is Conker, it's a great live game, we've got bots. It's coming out on June the 21st. I'm Mike Vine. Thanks.
I hate Adam Sessler.
I'd rather suck on a urinal puck than play this game.
Why does he get to play video games and review video games on our show about video games? Why does he get to spend every day with Morgan Webb?
We've got a preview of the hottest new releases.
Yeah!
Obsessed with video games? Watch X-Play with Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb. Weeknights at 11.
Hi, my name is Justin, and I'm the business manager in the Blue Side in Korea, and we're the developers of Kingdom Under Fire, The Heroes. And this game is interesting because it's action and RTS combined together. It's one of the first in genre in console. And it'll be published by Microsoft for North America, and for Asia as well, and Fantagram will be publishing it for Europe and Korea as well. Can you hear? Okay. And as you can see on the screen, well, we have a lot of action going on, and this game will be released on September 2005. Is that okay? And what's interesting about this game is that you'll always have to use strategies while doing the action. And as you can see, there's a boss that I can kill, and all the skill points I can use it with the special weapons like this. And it's only exclusive on Xbox and Xbox Live. And it's playable for 6 players on Xbox Live, and it's only single for Xbox. And for 6 players, it's up to 3 versus 3 on Xbox Live, and that's a troop battle, hero battle, and invasion modes. There are several features that are available as well, and there's about 50 campaigns and over for the whole campaigns, and it takes about 50 hours approx to finish the campaigns. And the players won't be tired of playing this because there's random missions, new campaigns, new maps. Everything is new from the Crusaders. Well, what I'm doing right here is the action. What we do is control the heroes and kill all the troops that you need to do. And there's missions that are given in each time. So what you do is you give strategies in the mini-maps. You give a strategy for Marine, let's say, and the Knights you send to another troop, and the Cavalry to make them run as if they're real cavalries and run over enemies to give greater damage. And use archers at the back to shoot from the back. And it's always the strategies that are important. And for this game, differently from the Crusaders, it's more actions than strategies. As you can see, it's pure action here. So you hit the enemies, you kill them. Once you kill them all, you go to the next level. And that's how you do it. And that's about it.
The Activision booth is slammed with games like Tony Hawk American Wasteland, X-Men 2, and the movies. We sent our own Oliver into action to get the scoop on a few of Activision's hot titles.
Tan Hook, I'm here with my boy Rob Alvey. He is a senior producer on Call of Duty 2 Big Red 1, not to be confused with Call of Duty 2, correct?
That is correct. Call of Duty 2 Big Red 1 is a completely new game, totally original for the current generation consoles, PS2, Xbox, and Nintendo GameCube. For the first time in any Call of Duty game, we're going to be following the same player character and his squad all the way through from beginning to end. So we take the title Big Red 1, comes from the U.S. 1st Infantry Division. These are the guys, when they sent the troops into war, they got there first. It wasn't a pleasant job. Somebody's got to do it, and they go through great historic battles through North Africa, Italy, all of Western Europe.
All right, typically you guys would have had to stand in this kind of line to get this kind of look at Quake. I'm here with Todd, the CEO of id Software, so let's take a sneak peek. We've all heard about Quake 4, we've all seen a little bit of Quake 4. What can we expect?
If you're familiar with Quake 2, it's a continuation of the Quake 2 storyline, except for, way over the top with graphics. We're using an augmented version of the Doom 3 engine, and even in the middle of the game, you actually turn part into one of the aliens. But that's the key to actually bringing them down, because now you have the insight into their network, and you can take them down from the inside.
What we've got here is Ultimate Spider-Man. This is based on the Marvel comic book of the same title. This is an updating of Spider-Man for the 21st century. What we've got here is a Spider-Man that's still in high school. He's got all the same problems you had in high school. You play about half the game as Spider-Man and about half the game as Venom, so you're playing as the bad guy for a change.
From comic book games to hard-hitting shooters, Activision has something for every gamer.
Okay, this is Glenn Cristobal. I'm a tester from Activision Games, and I'm doing a demonstration of Ultimate Spider-Man from Treyarch and Activision. And this game utilizes a 3D comic inking technology, as you can see. Got real juicy colors, great art style, and it's based on the Ultimate Spider-Man comic book, hence a comic book look. So I'm going to swing through the streets of Queens, New York. This is going to be a free roaming game, and you'll be able to swing through Manhattan, through Queens, and okay, so I'm going to go down to Peter Parker's high school and show you are awesome motion graphics panels that we use for our cutscenes. Okay, so this is based on the Ultimate Spider-Man comic book, so it's an updated version of Spider-Man where Peter Parker is a web designer for the Daily Bugle, and it's been updated for a modern day audience. So what we have here is they find out that there's something on the loose and that Peter Parker should check it out. Spider-Man. Okay. So here I'm trying to catch up to what the source of the problem is. But in the meanwhile, I'm seeing that people are in danger, so I have to save them on time. While I make sure I don't get too far away from what's happening.
Easy stuff.
Alright, so you see the red outline, the green outline means he's safe. There's another motion panel scene. You see how the comic panels are integrated with the gameplay. Okay, so here, this is what we call a threat assessment meter. It's a timer that's ticking down, and basically you have to solve it on time or else you fail the mission. In later parts of the game, you may have to balance between which ones you do in order to get everything done on time. Alright, so these are the thugs that were stealing TVs just a minute ago. You have different moves. You have to zip them up in a web and so the cops can get them. So here's another person we have to rescue, and in this case, it's a multi-stage process. I have to pull the car off, and I have to get her out from the hole she's in. As soon as I get her out, the car goes right in the subway entrance. So I have to put her in a safe place, get the car out of the subway entrance, and then I'm gonna move on. So coming up is a really cool motion graphic sequence featuring the Rhino. It's another example of our comic panels, how they tell the story, they jump out the page and bring the story to life.
Hey you, is that a rhinoceros horn? You just have to be.
And I just love this because Rhino is just like bigger than the page.
I'm so scared I can't even finish my own joke.
So I'm all the way across pages and pages of comic book panels.
Don't worry, nothing's broken. It's in my spine, a few ribs, everything else.
So Spider-Man jumps from one panel to the other and resumes the action. And this goes on. Eventually he hits a bot. He goes into a confrontation with the Rhino, but I'm going to show you another part of the game, which is that you can play as Venom. Venom is almost half of this game. Give you another look at our character design, our 3D comic inking technology for the characters. Notice the morphing eye texture right there. So Venom's a little different from Spider-Man. He's got different moves. He's got a locomotion jump. He can propel himself forward. And he's just generally a bad guy. His suit is draining his energy. So in order to get his energy back, he feeds on citizens. He can generally wreak havoc, throw cars, climbs the walls. He can do some damage on our walls. Come right up, and I'll show you another sequence, another comic book sequence. This time for a mission that's going to feature Venom. So that's Peter Parker. He notices something's going on, and it's Electro. So Peter Parker notices that Venom's fighting Electro, and he goes He goes into Spider-Man to go after Electro. He's a little jealous that he's fighting Venom.
Wait a second. Are you fighting another superhero on the side? I thought you and me had something special. I bet it's Daredevil, isn't it? What does he have? I did it. I finally got
Okay, so now Spider-Man is down, and Electro wants to get him, but Venom wants to get him too. So what ends up happening is a battle over who gets to fight Spider-Man. And I want to add that the story for this Ultimate Spider-Man game was written by Brian Michael Bendis, the original writer of the Ultimate Spider-Man comic book series. Use Big Ball, notice the physics on the cars from the electricity damage. So he's gonna go up. He notices that he's in trouble, so he's gonna charge up on the blue sign here.
We're gonna do it right.
Power himself up, and this is gonna be the second part of the boss battle.
That's more like it.
So now Venom can't touch him, and he has to find another way to defeat Electro. So let's try a car. Can I hit him with a car? Yes, I can. He goes. He gets out of his suit for a second. I get a chance to wail on him. Comes back. Another way I could do it is water. The Electro is vulnerable to water. See, he falls down. Back like that again. Get another chance to get out of it. Alright, this is Ultimate Spider-Man. As you can see, it's got a wonderful graphical style with our 3D comic book inking, our 3D motion graphics panels. You can play as Spider-Man and Venom, and it's going to have the largest cast of characters, Marvel cast of characters in a Spider-Man game. So it's a can't wait title, for sure. And I hope you enjoyed it.
Here's what's great. I'm standing in front of Half-Life 2 for Xbox. I don't know about you guys, but I didn't have a PC capable of playing this, so I'm hot to get my hands on this console translation, especially with character models like this. Check out the facial expressions. It looks like the engine is preserved really well. And my God, you've got lighting effects straight out of Riddick. I don't know if you guys checked out that, but that's a must-play. Amazing. I didn't expect to see this at E3 this year. I'm really excited this is coming to the box. I mean, until next gen, we're just not going to see graphics like this, so pretty incredible. No guns in this demo, just the walkthrough, just the interaction right now. I'm assuming we'll see more in the coming months. All right, pretty incredible. Let's move on. I see a Halo 2 multiplayer map pack I want to check out.
My name is Rasmus, and I'm the game director of Hitman Blood Money, the new version of Hitman that has actually been underway for quite some time because we started the design of it before we actually started doing contracts and did the whole pre-design there. And it's a Hitman game with the very big multi-layered epic story introduced again. Basically the whole game is new, both from the graphics. The graphics is a brand new render engine that is cross-platform and totally customized to each platform, which means that we didn't develop a game for high-end PC and just ported it to PS2 and not vice versa either. We actually built everything so that it fitted the exact platform. A short description of the storyline is that ICA, which is the contract agency that Hitman works for, and another big, very important agency are sort of competing against being the best at this cloning thing. Hitman being the only perfect clone and very, very good at what he does, of course, makes him very interesting, and he gets caught up in the middle of this whole rivalizing. So basically, Hitman is being left alone at some point in the game, and that's sort of lineup of the plot. In terms of technicalities, everything is new. Like, you have new camera controls, which is independent now and not the stick cam that we had before. We have AI that is totally rewritten, which means that NPCs react to stuff that you drop. They react to dead bodies, move them from the scene, bring items to their quarters, so you have to bring it back if you just drop it. But most importantly, actually, I think the biggest new feature is all the stuff that goes on around the game. The name is Blood Money, and that of course means that there is lots of money involved. You make money on each mission, and that money you can choose to spend on various things. One thing which is probably going to appeal to gadget people is that the 5 key weapons that Hitman has, there is 60 weapons at all, but the 5 key weapons can be upgraded to sort of suit the way you play the game, which means if you have the very stealthy way of playing it, well, you upgrade maybe your sniper rifle. If you like going Rambo, or at least in maybe one playthrough of the game you like going Rambo, you upgrade the shotgun, for example. Each of these weapons are going to have between 10 and 20 upgrades that is drastically going to affect how the weapons work. Another thing you can spend your money on is actual intel. We are aware that beforehand some people had difficulties playing the game because it was kind of challenging with this whole world just going on, and you had to sort of figure out and patch things together. So now you're able to, on top of course choosing a difficulty that affects the whole AI thing, you're able to buy intel about the interesting stuff on the level. So if you want to say rig an accident, you want to drop this chandelier on someone because it's cool to do, and you're just having a difficult time how to figure it out, you can buy these little patches of info that will all bind to the profile of the game. So it means you can't just do that and then load and you'll have the info. So it's going to have a consequence. Another cool thing is a notoriety system that we've introduced, which means that when you leave behind evidence, if you're seen by security cameras, if witnesses see you kill people and you don't do anything about it, then the next level you play is going to be the AI is going to be affected by this. So, which means that if your notoriety is skyrocketing, the next level you're going to play, people are just going to run away screaming from you. And the way to remedy this, of course, is to bribe off people, and in the extreme consequence, it's to buy a new identity. So, even though we did a lot of effort to make the game fun when you go shooting and play it as a shooter, the backside of doing that is that all the money you're going to make, you will almost be forced to spend on fixing all the trails that you leave behind. And this whole thing is going to be visualized for the player with a newspaper article that describes the whole scenario. Like, say you do it stealthy, it could be accident kills, I don't know, Sheik, and we have no clue why or whatever. From that to psycho killer goes rampaging through casino, for example.
Hi, my name is Ashley Chang. I'm a senior producer here at Bethesda Softworks. I've been working on Oblivion for the past 3 years. Back in 2002, after we finished Morrowind, we decided, you know what, we're going to go big, and we're going to go big early. So we decided Oblivion would be for the next generation consoles. We had a good idea of what the 360 was going to be all about, so we specifically designed the game to take advantage of the next generation hardware. The entire first year was spent on just technology. Technology. One of our major goals for the game was a fully featured forest that's never been seen before in any RPG. And again, it wasn't possible with previous generation technology. So we spent a year working on making just a vast forest full of grass, trees, foliage, rocks. We had programmers go to the geology lab at the University of Maryland to study how soil erodes, how rock erodes, how trees grow. So we basically wrote a program that simulated this erosion so that you could see realistic looking hills, valleys, fields, mountains. And the game, again, it's one continuous world, so you can keep going straight out to the horizon. You can get on your horse, ride off into the forest, and just keep going. There's no loads. It's all streaming in. The game is extremely pixel shader heavy. Everything is either enhanced or created by pixel shaders in some way. There are normal maps, parallax maps, gloss maps everywhere on every object in the game, so that we can portray realistic lighting, realistic shadows as well, soft shadows on everything. So it's a very beautiful game. Our main goal was to go for photorealism this time around. We wanted you to feel like you're in Lord of the Rings in a true fantasy setting with lush forests and shining swords. We have over 9,000 objects that are meticulously built, handcrafted by artists, and they look absolutely gorgeous with all the different textures and maps on them. One of our major goals was also redoing the AI as well. So we created an AI system called Radiant AI. It allows us to give NPCs 24/7 schedules. We have over 1,000 NPCs in the game, so it's physically impossible for us to custom script each NPC by hand. So the system lets us give each NPC their own specific goals, their own specific follow behavior. We just tell them you're going to sleep during this time, you'll eat during this time, and they determine how they do it. If they're hungry, they'll see if they have anything in their inventory. They'll maybe go out and buy it. If they have low, if they're untrustworthy, they'll go out and possibly steal it. Or they'll go out and they'll kill it. You know, they may find a deer in the woods, they'll kill the deer and they'll eat it. Sleeping is the same way. They'll look for a bedroll, they'll look for a bed, they'll take their clothes off, they'll go to sleep. When they wake up in the morning, they'll put their armor back on. That's actually a nice transition to vampires, which have come back into the game from Morrowind. And one of the things that you can do is you can watch when people sleep so that you know when you can go in and feed on them. Which is a really cool feature, actually. It's something that we didn't really anticipate when we first designed the system, but as we started implementing vampirism, we realized, wow, that's a really cool thing you can do. Definitely, you know, it's a good time for thieves to watch shopkeepers when they go to bed, when they close shop. It's a good time to break in and steal stuff, sell at defenses in the game, make a lot of money that way. We have over 300 dungeons in the game for you to explore. We implemented a lot of physics-based traps, things that swing around and knock you over. It's really, really cool stuff, really fun stuff. We also revamped our combat system as well. So we wanted to really give you that visceral feeling of knocking guys around, swinging your sword around, using the force feedback on the controller to really, you know, really give you that feeling of being in combat, of melee combat, something that's not really been quite done before for an RPG. With each successive Elder Scrolls game, our main idea is always to reinvent the game, to go back to the core concepts that make an Elder Scrolls game exciting. It's the free-form exploration, just the ridiculous amount of detail in the world and environments, all the stuff that you can pick up and move and manipulate, and the exploration as well. So you're going to find all that in Oblivion. It's all there for you to explore, but we also wanted you to get to the fun faster as well. So we implemented fast travel, where you don't always have to constantly travel back and forth between different locations in the world. We have horses now that you can ride and travel there faster. When we first created the forests, we realized that it's really easy to get lost in a forest. So we implemented map markers that will appear on a compass in the corner to let you know, again, show me the fun, where's the fun, and get me to there as fast as you can. So for the fans of the series, however, you know, you can completely ignore these implementations that we've done to the interface to make the game a little easier for casual gamers. You can go wherever you want, do whatever you want. The depth of the game is still there with alchemy, spell making, enchanting. All the magic systems are back. All the skills are back, the classes. You know, we definitely wanted to have the depth there for our hardcore fans. However, we tweaked the interface, we've tweaked the quest a bit so they're more character driven, more story driven. Again, for the casual audience who just want to get in, they want to have some fun, they want to, you know, hear a good story, experience a good story, and then move on. They're not there to live another life necessarily. So the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion will be available this Christmas.
Finally inside the LucasArts booth. I went through the pat-down, I got through the metal detector, they screened me for a background check. Now we got Star Wars Empire at War over here on my right, and we got Star Wars Galaxy over here on my left, but where I really want to focus my attention, and I'm sure you do too, is Star Wars Battlefront 2. Come on. The first thing that I want to know about Star Wars Battlefront 2 is...
There is some Wookiee in the game, yeah. Yeah, it's there.
Why am I going to go plunk down some money to buy Battlefront 2?
We have some really major enhancements to the game. The first one is that you can fly in space. You got space combat in Battlefront 2. It's all new to Star Wars Battlefront 2. These really massive, immersive space battles. You can dogfight, you can take over capital ships. You can actually fly a TIE fighter into a rebel frigate, land, get out, and start shooting rebels. That TIE fighter pilot can jump into an X-Wing if he wants. He just, you know, and so now he's flying around in an X-Wing, blowing away rebel ships with their own ship. The other major thing that we're adding is Jedi. This was not available in the first game, but now in Star Wars Battlefront 2, you've got Jedi characters, and they're fully integrated into single player and multiplayer as well. So Jedi are a major faction. We've got a lot of hero characters. We're not announcing all of them just yet, but we are showing Obi-Wan here at the show. This is our Obi-Wan Kenobi model. It's based on Ewan McGregor's performance. He's the young Obi-Wan. General Grievous is also in Episode 3. Darth Vader, of course. Yeah, I mean, we're definitely using hero characters that people are going to be very familiar with from the films. Hi, my name's David Collins. I'm a sound designer at LucasArts, and I'm here to tell you about Star Wars Battlefront 2. And it's coming out this fall on the Xbox, the PlayStation 2, the PC, and we just announced here at the show that it's coming out for the Sony PSP as well. So we're really excited about going out this fall with Battlefront 2. Of course, it's the sequel to the original Battlefront, and that was the biggest selling Star Wars game of all time. So with the sequel, what we're trying to do is we're really trying to up the ante in every way that we can. You know, we went out and we listened to what the fans wanted. We solicited their feedback. We had a lot of cool ideas that we wanted to do in the sequel if we were going to do a sequel. Some things we wanted to do with the original that we're putting into the sequel that I want to show you really quickly. The first thing I want to talk about that's going to make this a must-have for fans of the original game, or even if you haven't played the original game, is that we've added space combat to Star Wars Battlefront 2. And so what we're doing here with space is that we made it obviously very, very expansive. You can jump into any ship that you want. Why don't you go ahead and go back to the hangar, Lewis? Go back to the hangar. You can jump into any ship that you want. For example, he's going to dock right here into a Star Destroyer, and he's going to jump into a variety of ships that we've added. Now, obviously, in space combat, you can do a variety of things. You can dogfight. You can destroy capital ships. He's going to get out here and he's going to jump into a different TIE fighter. And let's see if Lewis here, our tester, is going to go pick a fight with a few rebels. There you go. Go ahead and jump into that TIE fighter. And he's going to go out and do some dogfighting in space. So as you can see, these maps are just enormous. That hangar was huge. So now he's out in space and he can do some special aerial maneuvers. Go ahead and pull a few dogfight maneuvers. There you go. And they're all very different depending on what you're doing with the analog stick. And one of the most exciting things that you can do in space is that you can actually take your fighter and you can fly it into an enemy capital ship. And I don't mean run into some invisible wall of collision or anything. I mean, you can literally take it into the ship and dock in the hangar, get out and start picking a fight with the rebels inside the hangar. And Lewis is going to show you just how it's done right here. He's going to fly right into this rebel capital ship and go right in. And when he's there, he can steal a rebel ship if he wants, and he can go out into space and do that. He can obviously engage in some ground combat, or he can actually get into one of the ship's turrets and use the ship's turret against itself. And so there's all of these gameplay elements that are in space that are going to be fantastic in single player and multiplayer. Why don't we go ahead and move on? I'm going to show you something else. So space is a major enhancement to Battlefront 2. One of the other things that we're doing is we're adding Jedi to Battlefront 2. And this is something, they were in the first game, but we just sort of hinted at it. But this was really at the top of our radar to add in Battlefront 2. So we know that the fans were screaming for it. We've fully integrated it into single player and multiplayer. We're going to show you a little bit about that right now. This is going to be a classic level from the very first Star Wars film. Actually, this is sort of an untapped resource for Star Wars video games. This is Princess Leia's ship from the original film. Of course, you've probably seen the film, so we're going to skip through this for just the sake of moving on, and we're going to get right to it. As you can see, you can live the opening scene in Star Wars, which is what Lewis is doing here right now. Now, the way that Jedi work is that if he's doing really, really well in the battle, he'll get a radio communique that says Darth Vader's entered the battlefield in this particular case. We're going to have lots of hero characters, not just Vader. We're not giving them all away right now. We're keeping a bit of them under wraps. But if he captures this command post right here, then Lewis is going to have the opportunity to play as Darth Vader. So let's see how he does. I've been kidding him too, because we've greatly enhanced the enemy and friendly AI. So these rebels have been giving Lewis quite a run for his money here. But it looks like Darth Vader's made an entrance onto the battlefield. We'll skip past this because it's Star Wars. We know it. We love it. And it says, do you want to play as Darth Vader? Yeah, I want to play as Darth Vader. So now he's available. You're going to get in, and he's a part of your arsenal. Lewis is going to suit up as Darth Vader, and he's going to go ahead and play. And they're there to turn the tide of the battle. They all have their unique force powers, their unique lightsaber skills, but they're not there for an infinite amount of time. As you can see here at the bottom of the screen, there's a time meter, and the more you contribute to the battle, the longer you can stay as a Jedi. Of course, Vader can, in classic Vader style, force choke some opponents. Why don't you go ahead and lay down the force choke on that officer there? Even though it's his own guy, he can still force choke him and, of course, wreak havoc on the entire ship with his lightsaber. Why don't we go ahead and move on? So besides playing as Jedi, besides being in space, Episode 3 just landed in theaters. Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, just came out. It's doing really, really well at the box office. It's a huge movie. I'm not saying this as an employee, I'm saying this as a fan. It's awesome. It's a great movie. And we're including Episode 3 content into Battlefront 2. So now, for the first time, players have the entire Star Wars saga available to them, all 6 films for you to play in Battlefront 2. So we're going to show you some Episode 3 content here, also some more Jedi content. These are clone troopers, and they obviously are looking a bit more like stormtroopers nowadays. We have a new class in each faction. This is a new class in the Republic faction. This is the Clone Commander with his chain gun. You're on the planet Utapau, which is a sinkhole planet. It's this city that's built into the side of this crater on the surface of the planet. As you can see, these maps in Battlefront 2 are enormous. We're making these really large areas for you to play some very epic battles in. So now he's going to go in and join the battle, and while he's doing that, I also want to tell you about how we've enhanced the single-player mode of Battlefront 2. We've added a lot of story elements to Battlefront 2. So we're telling some really great stories, and one of the best stories that we're telling is of the 501st Legion of troops. And just to give you some context as to what that is, the 501st is the name of one of the largest independently run Star Wars fan organizations in the world. All those guys you see dressed up as stormtroopers at movie events, at game events, here at E3, these guys are members of the 501st Legion, also known as Vader's Fist, which is a pretty cool name. And as a nod to the fans, we're telling the story of how the 501st goes from being clone troopers in the Clone Wars to being Imperial stormtroopers in the Galactic Civil War under the tutelage of Darth Vader, although I use that term loosely. You know, he's not very kind to his troops sometimes. He's got that force choke ability. So another small addition is you can change classes at any time. You don't have to die. Players can sprint now. We've added, they're more maneuverable. We have all new vehicles, locations, weapons, characters. So this is Star Wars Battlefront 2. It's coming out this fall on the Xbox, which is what we're seeing here, the PlayStation 2, the PC, and the Sony PSP. So you definitely want to check it out. It's a great game. It's a must-have for fans of the original game. If you've never played the original game, now's a great time to get into it and check it out. We've got a lot of content. You can play it any way you want as a Jedi in Episode 3 and in space. Our great new story modes. Check it out this fall.
All right, Oliver here. I'm at the Sega booth, and I've been doing this for a little while now. We've been on this E3 Insider thing for a bit, and I'm gonna make some executive decisions. They got a ton of games here, but there's two I wanna focus on. Come on. All right, so I'm here with William Ho, who is the lead game designer on Full Auto, which is one of the only playable Xbox 360 demos on the show floor, right?
That's right. We're really happy that we got on board with Xbox 360 right away. Some people might remember our Crash demo from the Game Developers Conference from a year ago. This is an extension of this. You get to drive fast in 20 different awesome cars, 30 different weapons, really awesome environments that blow up as well as in any first-person shooter. So really, we think we're the Swiss Army knife of action games right now.
What have you been able to do with the software using the new hardware of the Xbox 360 that you wouldn't have been able to do on previous consoles?
Oh, this game would absolutely not be possible on current gen. That's because of our physics. We have a really, really sophisticated physics engine. It's our own technology, and it drives everything that happens in the game.
Okay, what, blowing up cars and driving fast and getting in wrecks just isn't deviant enough for you? I got just the thing. The survival horror genre has several titles in it. Why am I gonna plunk down my money to buy Condemned?
Because it's a very different game. It's not, survival horror isn't really the genre. We're going for more of a psychological horror element, more like something you would find in a cinematic experience like Seven. You are Ethan Thomas, who's an FBI detective. You've been essentially framed for a crime that you didn't commit by a serial killer. So
you hate it when that happens.
Yeah, it's a rough gig. It happened to me like 3 times last year.
Just today, twice.
Yeah, the paperwork is immense.
So when can we expect Condemned?
We're not exactly sure when Microsoft is going to launch the console, but we will be available in the Xbox 360 launch window.
Yo, what did I tell you? I got you guys covered, man. You gotta trust me. Listen, you gotta look for Condemned and Full Auto when the Xbox 360 launches, possibly during the fall. Peace.
So hi, I'm Scott Hawkins from Sega, and I'm the producer of Full Auto. This is Full Auto running on the Xbox 360, the world's most destructive racing game ever. One of the really cool features we have with this game is the ability to manipulate time. And I can actually go through and set up some crazy moments here with destruction to a level you've never seen before. And it's important to note here that everything's being done in real time. These are not canned animations, it's being done with real-time physics. And you look here and there's just a crazy level of destruction. One important thing to note here is that the destruction is not just on the cars, but it's also on the buildings and many other objects in the environment as well. Look, I just got 4 kills in a row, pretty nice. As I go through, I can run and fire off my machine guns, and I also have a missile launcher as well. You'll have 30 different weapons to choose from in the final game, and lots of different action, many different cars to choose from, tons of tracks, over 60 different events to race in career mode. One really cool feature we have is unwreck. So as you go around a turn and you don't take it quite right, All you have to do is hit a button and you can unwreck, rewind time, and go back and get another pass and try again. The more destruction you create, the more unwreck clock you get, and the more second chances you get. Let me show you some other cool features here as well. Oh, good chance for unwreck again here. So I'm gonna go around this corner and, oh, another one right there as well. Sometimes you just gotta let yourself get killed, but here we go. We're gonna get another pass at it. Here's a critical moment. Check out this one. Now let's stop time and take a quick look at that. Check out the destruction here. As I unwind time, you see a car carrier holding multiple cars, strategically placed right next to a gas tanker. And as I blow it up, it sets off a chain reaction. And you see the cars and the explosions and everything just go all over the place. It looks amazing. We also have different camera views. Checking out here, here's the weapons view. I like this one a lot, where you can actually see the weapons right on the hood of your car. And you can aim the weapons in different directions. Take out the different things you want to take out. Also, we have shortcuts. So as I come up here, I time it right, I can take a shortcut through this building and cut off a little bit of the track. Oh, I gotta get this guy. There we go, nice. We also have multiple presentation cameras. We have death cams, kill cams, even jump cams. So as you go through the air, you get to see it from lots of different perspectives as well. Here's a little shortcut I'll do through the store right here. Right there, nice. You can take out gas tanks. Even look at the train blowing up on the L train right across the top. There we go. Finished third place, not too bad. So this is Full Auto. It's coming out soon. It's for the Xbox 360. Hope you enjoy it.
Hi, my name is Frank Rook. I'm the lead game designer on Condemned: Criminal Origins. I have here Matt Allen. He's the lead artist on the project. He's going to run us through a little bit of the gameplay, and I'll discuss a little bit about what the gameplay is like playing this. What we have here is a first-person action game with a little bit of survival horror elements. And what we mean by that is that the pacing of the game is just a little bit slower, a little bit more methodical than what you would experience in a typical first-person shooter. Also, you don't necessarily run around with the gun blazing. You have opportunities to pick up weapons, debris weapons, and use them as melee. As you can see here, Matt pulled off a pipe. The AI also pulled off a pipe. And so the action really gets the player face to face with the AI, which is really great because the technology of the 360 allows us to do all kinds of fancy stuff with the textures, normal mapping, per pixel lighting, all kinds of shaders going at one time. So when we get up face to face with these enemies, it looks really great. We also have another component to this game, which we call the forensic investigation. It allows the player to track down a serial killer using all kinds of forensic tools. They can find evidence, collect it, send it back to the lab. Between the two guys, the player and the lab tech, you can determine what that evidence means. This propels the story, also propels the player objectively through the game. Matt here has found a piece of evidence on this locker door using a black light. Now we have like 6 different kinds of forensic tools that the player can use. The black light was just one of them. We also have like a sampler where you can collect the evidence. We're really trying to go for a very atmospheric game, taking advantage of the lighting and of the kind of textures that we can get through the Xbox 360. Another big component of our game is just the fear, the tension, the apprehension of what could happen next. The AI is very smart. A lot of times they don't just come running at you. They'll take advantage by hiding behind columns, jumping out and attacking the player. A lot of games in the past have taken advantage of that where, you know, they've scripted events where AI will jump out windows or around corners. We're trying to get the AI to do it dynamically. So every time you play this game, it will happen a little bit differently. Keep the player on edge, keep them a little unsettled about what could happen next. We supplement combat with firearms as well as a taser to make a very well-rounded combat system for the player to use. Matt, as you can see, this guy had a pipe. He saw that Matt had a locker door, which is a much superior weapon to the pipe. So he dropped that and went and got a locker door himself. They're very smart that way. Straight ahead we have, oh, why don't you pick up that? Matt will demonstrate what it's like to use a taser, as well as checking your ammo, which is an important part of the game. Instead of just playing the ammo all the time, we leave it up to the player to keep track of how much ammo they have in the weapon. And you can't carry around ammo, there is no inventory. So when you pick up a weapon, you're limited to the ammo that's left in the weapon, either dropped by the AI or you've just found lying around. The taser is really handy, especially when you come across an enemy that has a firearm and you only have a melee weapon. It's a way to get the distance between the two close. So you zap the guy, he goes into a stun state, allows you to run up on him, steal the gun away from him, and use it on him. The story is about chasing down a serial killer, but a lot of times it pits the player in the middle of this kind of urban warfare between the police and very violent criminals. So right here we have an example of the police trying to take down a few violent criminals that are just running around this urban alley area. So the player's objective is not necessarily to kill all the street people, but it's more of an incidental situation, whether it's self-preservation. So down around the corner here, Matt will see some heavy-duty action, and the player's just caught up in the middle of this. So like I said earlier, our game is a little bit more methodical, procedural, but we have spikes of intensity where it's just really raw and brutal and in your face. The AI also are not very keen to each other, so they tend to fight each other also. So a lot of times a good strategy is just to stand back and let them take care of themselves. Well, that's pretty much wrapped up our Condemned game. Thanks a lot for taking the time looking at it.
So my name is Chris Evenden, I'm Director of PR at ATI. One of the things we want to talk about at the show today is Xbox 360. You may or may not know that ATI co-designed the graphics processor for 360, and it's something we're immensely proud of. It contains a number of innovations that you're not going to see this year on PC. You'll see one or two of them maybe next year. Some of them you'll never see on PC graphics at all. It's an incredibly powerful and versatile graphics processor. And we've got it here running live content, and I can talk you through the live content. This is not a tape loop. This is something that's being rendered live. It's actually a demo for our next generation PC content that we decided at the last minute we'd try and port across to Xbox, and we used their XNA tools to port it across. We got it across in less than a week, which really speaks to the programmability of the Xbox as well. And you got it here running. It's not even fully flexing anything like the full capabilities of the graphics processor inside. So you see here something looking absolutely amazing. Yeah, there's a lot of detail, a lot going on, even getting the skin right on Ruby. The three things I think that we're most proud of in the architecture. Firstly, we have this thing called an adaptive shader array, and this is a unified shader architecture. Again, this is something you'll see come to PCs probably at the end of next year, and you're going to get it this year on the 360. And incredibly flexible, very versatile, very powerful. The developer doesn't have to worry about whether there's a lot of geometry going on in the scene or whether there's a lot of special effects. It just it balances it all on the fly. Very, very powerful. 48 shader engines. 240 shader operations per clock. Very powerful. Second thing we've got in there is a modeling engine. This is really a tool for tomorrow. This has a lot of incredible features that game developers aren't even using yet. It's something that you'll see discussed in papers at conferences like SIGGRAPH. Global illumination, for example, is one technique that the industry agrees is the way forward for lighting scenes. We can do it on this. We can do it on this chip this year. No other console can give you that. The final feature that we're immensely proud of is we've got this intelligent memory actually embedded in the graphics processor. It's like we've extended the graphics pipeline right into the local memory, and that allows us to do, this is absolutely essential for high-definition gaming, allows us to do things like anti-aliasing, essentially for free. There's no performance here for XAA, something that's absolutely essential for high-definition gaming, where you can see every pixel on the screen. You could get away with it before on standard definition TVs. You can't get away with it now. It also allows you to do very, very fast stencil calculations, which are immensely important for shadows, dynamic shadows on everything. And it also allows you to do blending for special effects, explosions, that sort of thing. So overall, you've got an incredibly powerful engine that gives you fluid reality, like natural motion, great special effects. Years ahead of anything you'll see anywhere else. It's like next year, and you're getting it this year.
I'm Brett Russell. I'm Vice President of Terminal Routing and Executive Producer of Demonic. Demonic is a story about a demon named Volrath, who lives in the underworld, who is basically a slave to anybody who summons him. It's a next-generation title, Xbox 360 exclusive, and you're going to see it coming out about mid-summer of next year. Volrath, it's interesting. You're summoned into a human body. There's no health packs at all in this game. To be able to get more health, you have to jump from body to body. And when you're jumping from body to body, you're looking for the person who has, who's the nicest person possible, because evil doesn't like to use evil, it likes to corrupt good into evil. So as you jump into a better person, you convert their goodness into evil, which equates to more power. The longer that you're inside the body, the more the body changes into the final form of Volrath, which if you can stay in the body long enough and gain enough power, you actually get to shed the skin of the body that you're in and become the demon itself. Total next generation physics. We do real-time lighting with multiple passes. So you'll see that shadows aren't just black and things aren't white. You get all kinds of different colors of gray and a much more realistic feel, stuff that we can do on the next generation consoles that we couldn't do on earlier ones. We also have interesting things with the character itself. When you're in human form, you can see that the character has glowing red eyes, and if you look at the shadow, he always has the shadow of the demon itself. That lets other characters realize that there's something not quite right. Go ahead and jump to the boss fight, Brendan. There's going to be 25 powers in the final game. There's going to be 8 different kinds of powers with 3 different levels that you can use any of the levels at any time. And also the Devil Hand power, where you can pick up objects. All of this is run by the corruption potential that a person has, that whole goodness to evil thing. So the better the person, the more corruption potential they actually have. Here you see that it's near the end of the level where Volrath has gained enough power that he gets to shed the skin of the human that he's in and try to go after his final target, which is the CEO of this particular company, who is a murderer. And the CEO has summoned a demonic of his own, in this case a protection demonic, who, you've been tearing up his whole factory. He summons up a protection demonic to protect himself. Now you've got to fight against the protection demonic, as well as the demon, who are there to try to destroy any demonic that comes into our dimension. Unfortunately, the demon, you can't possess him. You can't use your powers against them, so that makes them a very difficult foe. You've got to use environmental objects to actually take those guys out while you're still fighting the protection demonic to be able to get to your final charge. You'll see that Demonic has extremely destructible environments. The physics really come into play with a lot of actually maneuvering through the environment and making sure that you can attack your enemies. You'll see that you want to wait till you have an enemy at the right spot and they collapse an entire roof on top of them to be able to take them down. The Protection Demonic, his powers, his wings are invulnerable, so he can stretch out his wings in front of any object or any person and you can't attack whatever is behind it. Or if he wraps the wings around himself, then he's invulnerable during that time. He also can Devil Hand objects. He can also pick up Volrath, and in this particular case, he's got a beam in his hand, so he can hit him like a baseball. So you got to try to kill him while the demon are also trying to kill you as well. This is Demonic, and expect to be seeing it on the shelves for Xbox 360 summer of 2006.
The end of days will soon be upon us. What is thy bidding?
I have summoned you to wreak vengeance.
There will be no escape for the innocent.
Kill all of them.
No forgiveness for the guilty.
And I want them to suffer.
And no mercy shown to mankind.
Make them suffer.
Good and being bad. Demonic.
Itagaki of Team Ninja. Well, this year at E3, Xenon, well, it's not Xenon anymore, it's Xbox 360. The DOF4, has been the big talk of town, and people are excited about it, and I'm excited about it. Well, Xbox 360 allows me to turn my vision in my head onto a TV screen, and for instance, like the use of camera, what we call spider cam, where the camera drops from the sky and follows downwards. Such things were made possible. It just excites me to know that now I can do all these things.
I'm Itagaki. You have access.
Hello, my name is Robert Haminer. I'm going to be demoing Darkwatch. Darkwatch revolves around a character named Jericho. So this is one of the many horseback levels. We also have some vehicle levels as well. So as you can see, we can do full 360 on the horse, along with leaning off the horse so that you can take cover behind the horse. So on this level, I'm fighting alongside the Darkwatch Society. They're helping me on this level. Darkwatch is basically a society that hunts vampires and other monsters. As you can see, you have all the conventional weaponry, shotguns, pistols, dynamite, all kinds of traditional Western-themed weapons, along with like crossbows and other weapons. One of the cool things about Jericho is as you're playing the game, he's becoming more and more a vampire. So he starts to gain more vampire abilities. Right here, I'm double jumping around. He can jump almost 3 stories straight up into the air, which adds a lot of vertical fighting in this game. Another one of Jericho's vampire abilities is be able to see in the dark, have a longer range of vision, and also to detect important elements in the game. Every weapon has a knife attachment, so they all make good melee weapons. It has pretty decent physics. You can push barrels and then use them to explode. That one didn't explode, it didn't have explosives in it. You also have TNT. Well, that was Dark Watch. It'll be coming out from High Moon Studios and Capcom. Hope you enjoyed the demo.
Hold it right there. You got no clue what you're into. What have you done?
You have been chosen. In time, you will know why.
You want to gun down Lazarus? Win back your soul? I'll give you the soldiers. I'll give you the bullets.
Midway is releasing sequels to two of the most well-known franchises in gaming history. Get ready for Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks. And John Romero, creator of Doom, brings us another chapter in the always popular Gauntlet series. Let's start with Mortal Kombat.
This isn't just a head-to-head fighter anymore. We've taken Mortal Kombat, we put it into the action-adventure world. So now you don't just have your one-on-one fight, you can fight multiple lanes at one time. The game is based around Mortal Kombat 2, so every character from MK2 is in the game somewhere. The story is based around MK2, and all the backgrounds of MK2 are actual levels in this game.
All right, so I got y'all the sneak peek that you've been wanting. Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks is gonna come out this September. Now leave me alone! Wizard needs food badly. You remember that? Yeah, that's the good old days of treasure chests and ham bones. But check out the new school Gauntlet, Seven Sorrows.
We've tried to really evolve this edition of the Gauntlet franchise. It's really friendly to people that like to play it as a masher. It's a classic Gauntlet style of play, but it also is more in-depth. So you have a more in-depth combo system. You can do juggles, knockdowns, block breaking, grab guys, throw them on spikes, do all sorts of nutty stuff like that. We also have an RPG system underlying it in terms of items that you can collect. They have statistics. You can find better items, trade them with people online, and also you can advance your characters, buy new combos, and power up your existing combos.
So if you're a fighter, not a lover, then Midway has what you need with Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks and Gauntlet 7 Sorrows.
My name is Adam Poole. I'm a lead designer on Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks. Shaolin Monks is a action-adventure platformer game. We rely heavily on the combat, and it's recreating a lot of the MK history. You know, like those MK backgrounds that used to be 2D, we've realized those to fully 3D backgrounds. So, for example, right here we're looking at Goro's lair. We have like the enemies that are the eyes that are in the background from Mortal Kombat 1. Now they've become enemies, and they come out and they fight you. We've taken all the characters from Mortal Kombat 1 and 2, and they're in the game. They're boss battles, they're cameos. They help you fight along in the game. Raiden, for example, here is your guide throughout the game, teaching you things here and there. The game is single player. You can also play co-op. You can play Liu Kang or Kung Lao. Plus, there's extra stuff that's always unlockable. We also have a versus mode in the game. One of the great aspects about this game is the combat system. Looking at a lot of combat in most games, you're usually fighting one enemy at a time. But you want to hit some guy that's at your side or behind you. We give you complete freedom and control over that. So whatever attack you want to do in any direction, we do completely different attacks. And the combat system is very fluid. It's really easy to pick up, but it's great because it takes a lot of time to master. You can do these big combos like this. Every room in the game is going to have some sort of secret. Mortal Kombat's always about the secrets in their game, so that'll give a lot of the hardcore fans stuff to search for. Now we're looking at these guys right here. Every once in a while, enemies will get into a fight with each other, and we call those team attacks. So for these guys, these are like feral, grunt type enemies. So they're going to fight each other. If you get near them, you're going to get hit. Now the backgrounds in the game actually play a very integral part to the puzzles, the hazards. Instead of just defeating an enemy normally, you can toss them into a fire. you can kill them instantly. Now you won't get any experience points or anything like that, but you do get an insta kill. You take care of the guy really quickly. Of course, we have all the existing Mortal Kombat special moves, the Mortal Kombat 2 fatalities. You know, we've taken a lot of that stuff, realized it in 3D, made it better, made it even cooler. You know, better effects. You know, things like that. There's also weapons scattered throughout all the levels in the game. So, you know, there's a giant broadsword. Of course, these weapons are, you know, extremely powerful. They allow you to chop enemies' heads off. You can always, of course, split them straight down the middle. We have also the impales from the previous Mortal Kombats. We've taken a lot of the stuff that the fans love, a lot of stuff that people really like about Mortal Kombat. Of course, it's definitely into the game. Now, in a couple seconds, I'll take you into some other rooms. I'll show you some of the background hazards and some of the fatalities in the game as well. So just to run you through this room real quick, it's an example of a room that's got background hazards in it. Later on, you can use the abilities to impale an enemy on spikes, and then you can platform on his body to get to other areas in the game. So that's just an example of the types of puzzles in the game are all action-oriented. There's no pushing, pulling blocks around or anything like that. It's all, you know, throw an enemy into a catapult and then his body launches into a wall and breaks a wall down. Platforming on enemies' bodies and spikes. You're always using your opponent or your enemies as a key to get through the puzzles in the game. There's another cameo of Johnny Cage in the game. These guys constantly are showing up, helping you. You know, you're fighting alongside of them, sometimes against. There's a lot of boss battles in the game. A lot of the evil bosses from all the Mortal Kombat games are in here. So all the players are upgradable. So as you're playing through the game, you can get things like fatalities. There's also multalities and brutalities. Basically, more and more ways to kill multiple enemies at one time. The fatalities in the game are used on single opponents. There's a big variety of fatalities. Of course, they're all hidden. There's different ways to find them, doing specific combos and things like that to find the fatalities. So the way the fatality system works is there's a meter, and you build up the meter, and then once it's full, if you want to instantly kill an enemy, you perform the fatality input. Now here's the Mortal Kombat 2 hat sliced down the center. I'll throw another fatality in just for good measure. So I built up the meter. Just to show you that we also have, we've got a lot of fatalities in the game, a lot of things, multalities, brutalities, things like that. The Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks is coming out in September. It's for the PlayStation 2 and Xbox. There's a lot of great stuff in this game, and I hope you guys like it.
So here's the deal, guys. I'm standing outside of Rockstar's booth, but I can't get in because no media is allowed in to even walk around. So I'm going to give you a view of this. This is their demo screen, showing a demo for San Andreas for the Xbox. They're also showing a demo for The Warriors, which is their new game based on the 70s movie from Paramount. Pretty cool stuff. Let me pan down here. The Rockstar lot is a series of buses parked together. I'm sure you can see them. They're advertising a game called Bully. You can walk down the side right here. Got a Grand Theft Auto, Liberty City Stories. It's another bus. Try and move faster, get beyond it. Kind of disappointing that they won't let us in. But what are you going to do? They say they have enough media coverage, so what the heck. This is the bus for the Warriors. Fully. You guys see that? Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories. New Grand Theft Auto. Coming shortly. Warriors bus. That's all I can show you from Rockstar Games, guys. E3 2005.
I'm Donald Mustard, and this is Jeremy Mustard, and we're the creators and directors of Advent Rising. Advent Rising is shipping May 31st exclusively for the Xbox. It's the first in a trilogy of epic action adventures for consoles. Advent is an awesome game where you take on the role of Gideon Wyatt. One of the great things about Advent is the story. From day one, we wanted to tell a very incredible narrative, an awesome story, the likes of which has never been seen in a video game before. And kind of the mythology we're going with is that there's advanced alien races that have this mythology and these legends of these ancient beings that will one day return to unite the galaxy. And they're known simply by the name of humans. Now, no one's ever actually seen a human or knows that they actually exist when, at the start of the game, a human world is discovered by a passing alien fleet. And the aliens are shocked to find that humans actually exist. You take on the role of one of these humans as you learn what it means to be truly human. We wanted to tell a story about the power of humanity, about what would it be if, because we as humans use 10% of our brain. Well, what if we could use 100% of our brain? You could start to do things like what we're seeing on the screen, where you could, be lifting guys up and throwing them off ledges or doing acrobatic dodges. We wanted to be able to have a gameplay where you could literally be lifting up guys with one hand, doing a slow motion dodge with the other, and shooting a guy in the face, and while you land, jump on a guy's head, snap his neck, and ride his dead carcass down to the ground as you're shooting two other guys in the face. That's the gameplay of Advent, and it's incredible to go with. One of the big things we're pushing is evolutionary gameplay. We wanted a scenario where literally at the start of the game, we're going to start you off with all of the big weapons, all the rocket launchers, all the machine guns. You can dual wield every weapon in the game, but by the end of the game, you'll evolve to the point where you become the weapon, where literally you're punching a guy and he's flying back 100 feet through a wall. To the point where you become a super-powered being. And we think that combining just an awesome story with incredible gameplay will make for an amazing experience. Now to do that, to tell an awesome story, we enlisted the help of Orson Scott Card. You might know him he wrote Ender's Game, probably the most relevant and awesome sci-fi book this century. And he helped us craft the story of this so that we could have just really awesome, compelling characters. Another cool thing that we're doing with the game that we've just announced is we're having $1 million Race to Save Humanity contest. So what's going to happen is, in the week after the game ships on Xbox Live, they're going to release these Advent icons that will unlock in the game every week after the games come out for the first 6 weeks. So that as you go through the game, so like the first week, they'll release this icon and you have to go and find it. And the first person that finds it will win $10,000. And then the next few people will find other prizes and things like that. The next week it'll be $20,000. The week after that, 30, then 40, then 50. And on the 6th week, the winner will win $1 million. So this is something that we think is pretty unprecedented in a game before. So yeah, so someone's gonna go out there and make a lot more money off the game than we ever will, which is cool. Good for the gamer. Advent Rising ships May 31st for the Xbox, and again, it's going to be just an incredible gameplay experience, and I hope you guys have fun.
Oliver here. E3's almost over, but I made a pledge to cover some sports. And when I say 2K, that's exactly what you're thinking. Let's check them out. First and foremost, Top Spin 2 is not an Xbox game, is it? It's a 360 game?
Top Spin 2 is a 360 game, which means a lot. It means that thanks to the power of the console, we can now increase the realism, which was our first goal, our main goal actually, to make the user feel he's playing a real tennis game,
I also got the scoop on what's different with NHL 2K6, NBA 2K6, and the all-new WPT 2K6 from PR manager Anthony Chow.
One thing that sets apart with something new this year is on-the-fly coaching. The players are able to set on the D-pad 4 different quick plays. They can screen the goalie, they can crash the net. They use really quick plays both on offense and defense that really make gameplay fast and furious. Another thing we've done a ton of work on the animation side. We have guys doing split saves, new checks. You can knock off guys' helmets. It's a pretty incredible, violent game. The NBA 2K series has always been a leader in terms of visuals. We have always strived to have the most realistic and most exciting visuals on the court. We've added a new movement system, so guys aren't just standing around waving the ball. They're like waving the guy off. When guys bumping each other, they actually you actually see the collision. I mean, it lends to a much more lively, much more realistic, and much more entertaining basketball game.
There's other Pro titles being released this year on the show floor at E3. Why is WPT 2K6 going to be the one to go by?
Well, first off, it's just the tell system, the human element of it is just key. Number two, we have all the professionals. It is a game with the professionals, by the professionals. I mean, you can see right here. You know, it's based on the World Poker Tour, an actual poker tour that takes place all around the world, and the stakes are really high.
I know the story might have seemed a little bit short, but I've just been playing all these games for like the last half hour. I got to get back on the job. Peace.
I'm Rob Jones, one of the producers on NBA 2K6 this year, and I'm going to give you a quick tour of the new things that we plan on doing this year with the game. From the get, our game is getting a brand new host of features, starting with our VIP system. Last year, we introduced it in our NFL game. It records a user's profile. So as you're playing and doing different things, we record your successes, your failures, your tendencies, and store it onto the memory card or hard drive or whatever in such a way that I can load it up and play the same person again. And what it'll help is if you're playing online, you can go up there, you can download like some opponent's profile. You'll see how he plays. You'll see what he does. You can look at his stats on his VIP profile page. And it'll be a great way to know what your opponent is going to do to you once you start playing the game. And so that's one of our big new gameplay features that are in there. We are adding a player career mode called 24/7 to Life. A lot of people are familiar with that as being one of our gameplay features from last year. But this year we're adding a going through the life mechanism of it where you start off and now you're trying to train yourself, become a better player, get endorsement deals, get shoe contracts. You know, you're competing against all the other players that are in the league. We've taken our franchise mode and revamped it, the association. We started from scratch where there was a lot of things we didn't like, and you know, we're just trying to make that a more immersive experience. You'll have an agent. Your agent will communicate to you some of the things that are going on. You're dealing with owners. You're dealing with team chemistry. You're dealing with a lot of different facets that we hadn't explored before. It's always been just a matter of trades, play, draft. Now it's, hey, control your team. Make sure that, you know, make sure everything is doing well. You know, make sure that you got the right guys, the right mixture of people on your team. And trying just to round it out and make it a fully immersive experience, one thing that we didn't have before. We are bringing over, as the user accomplishments, we're bringing over the three-dimensional crib. You know, as you unlock more things, as you get more experience, we're just going to give you things that you can populate your crib by, so that when a user sees what your crib has in it, they know that you've played the game more than the next guy. They know that you've achieved more than the next guy, and that's one of our big features. Again, it's inherited. You know, our NFL game was really good at it, and it's one of the things that we wanted to show for the users. In gameplay, which is our bread and butter, you know, we are taking brand new steps, doing a bunch of things differently than we've done before. We have a new touch pass system where you can queue passes. So, you know, if I were passing the ball to a guy right here and I knew that he wanted to immediately dump it down, I could queue that pass before he ever gets it, and it goes quickly. But anyway, NBA 2K6 be out this fall, you know, just in time for Christmas, and it's going to be an amazing game.
So hello, I'm Jeff Capizzi. I am Top Spin 2 producer. I work at PAM Development, a French society based in Paris. and I'm gonna present you a bit the game, what is cool in the game, the strengths, and what is Top Spin 2. So Top Spin 2 is the sequel of Top Spin 1 on Xbox. So for us, what we wanted to perform there was to make exactly the same quality of game, but pushed far away, especially regarding two important points for us, which are the realism and the depth of the control and of the game. So regarding realism, thanks to the new Microsoft console, Xbox 360, we're able to make amazing graphics. So the venues, the players are now like their real counterpart, very crisp and very beautiful. And the other thing is that thanks to that power, we can now make the player feel that he plays real tennis by adding some immersion. That's to say, adding a lot of detail on the court, adding a lot of people around the court. That's now a living venue, not just a venue where you play one versus another. That's now real tennis. Regarding the depth of the game, what we wanted to perform there was to add, to increase a bit the season mode. So now the season mode is more hours of play. You can play between 30 and 50 hours of playing, and we now mimic the real pro tennis calendar. So you are able to play Grand Slams, Masters. You have to make some choices each season. You have to decide if you want to practice for these Grand Slams and these big events, or just earn a lot of money making some sponsor challenge, this kind of cool things. So it's always making some choices, and at the end of the career you have a career recap which gives you your global score, and you will be able to identify yourself, to compare yourself regarding the other players through the live, thanks to live aware feature. So that's a point, and the other point was to also add some depth in the gameplay. So now we don't have just 2 layers of controls, and in the first one we have 3 layers, which are the normal shots, the risk shots, and the advanced shots, which are shots you just earn throughout the career, and you can after that map on the controller wherever you want and play with them. So that's also a new point. Our main guideline there is still to have the easy and pick up and play feature we had in the first one. That's to say, even if you never play Top Spin, you just take the controller and you can play and have fun, and that's important. And even if we have that kind of arcade way to play, it's also very realist, because we know people who like tennis search for realism and for real tennis. So you have a big panel of shots, you can make the real shots and these kind of things. So it's always a balance we found actually in Top Spin 1, and we have again in Top Spin 2. With this new version, we also have a deeper player creator. So in the first one you were able to make your own player, and now it will be deeper. You will have more parameters, more sliders, and the same amazing visual quality, which will allow you to have pretty much you in the game, which is quite good. We also have an online mode, so the online mode will be, I would say, the classic features, which are matchmaking, official match, exhibition match. What we want is to matchmake people better than the previous one, which means always find somebody who like the same kind of play, who doesn't want to play with risk shots, for instance. So this kind of things, in order always to have fun with the body and not just be bored. And we also have in the online mode some party games. So party games will be a way to play short games with people as well, and to have fun with different kind of things, always relying on physics and a lot of cool new things. So Top Spin 2 will be released in Holiday 05.
Stacy and Oliver here.
Hey!
Wrapping wrapping up E3 2005. What were some of your favorite moments?
All right, I like the next-gen console stuff and the NC Soft booth where they had that whole Mutator band going. That was really, really cool. Stace, yourself?
Make-A-Wish Foundation, of course.
Always
I
great.
also loved all the mobster titles. There was Scarface, Taxi Driver, and of course, The Godfather, and mobile gaming. Huge this year.
Let's not forget
The massage.
the Tylenol Ouch couch. We spent some time over there.
Great.
Here's some of our other favorite stuff.
Check it out. Here at E3, gaming is exhaustive business. And for the first time, IGN is acknowledging that, offering earplugs, Tylenol, and free massages.
It felt so good. Richie, I know you needed that too, brother. Talk to me.
I need it, brother. Thanks, man.
All right.
Because I'm so afraid of this spider behind us. I'm out of here. Okay, that's going to wrap up your coverage for E305. We hope you had as much fun as we did, and we want to say a special thank you to everyone behind the scenes who made it happen.
There's a lot of folks that made it happen, but in particular, we're going to thank the folks that made E3 Expo happen with the ESA, the staff on E3 Insider, and of course,
Brian, our voice from above.
who last time I checked was chasing around Namco booth babes, which is why he's not here.
Of course he was.
Oh, listen, I'm Oliver Najad.
I'm Stacey Barcelata,
and we'll see
catch
you next year at E306. Bye.
Later.